Alright, what is up, everybody? Welcome to this next Rolligion stream. Today we have on one of the coolest people I've ever met in my entire life. We're listening to one of his songs right now. We'll be listening to his music throughout the entire stream. That is Phill Gripper. Welcome to the stream, Phill. I appreciate you being here. How have you been, my man?
Been hanging in there.
Good. Glad to hear it. Sporting the win hat. I love that thing. That's cool.
Yeah. Props to Julian for making dope fashion.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, what you been up to, my man?
Man, unfortunately not skating. I took a pretty bad spill about 9 weeks ago, going on 10 weeks, and messed up my left ankle and knee. And so just been trying to heal and wait like you're supposed to. I've got a couple times, and every time I do, I just set myself back. And so I'm gonna actually have to wait this one out. But I've still been very busy in the blade scene, and so I've been doing a lot with Montre and Hawk Trackler with the new promos coming out for his skate. Y'all get ready for that. So
excited.
Okay.
So there's also going to be a special premiere for it Friday night for Crowder Power, the pre-party.
What? That's so exciting.
Yeah, man. And I just want to say Montre went hard, bro.
Oh, boy.
His skating is just phenomenal. So
Like
to-
always hard, like he usually hard, or like Montre hard.
Oh no, this is like he hit a new level. Like I don't want to say anything that's gonna be any kind of spoiler alert, but
Super
it's
Saiyan.
just like he is a complete skater. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Epic.
Everything. He's got everything. He's like Michael Jordan in basketball. Michael had defense and offense. Like Montre's got everything. So
That's why the look of the skate.
oh yeah, man. I mean, just the concept, and also like, what pro can you name had two skates come out at the same time?
It's true. I mean,
There's been
I can't name anybody.
And they'll come out with like an encore or special edition later, but like to have two versions, yeah. Probably. So it's cool, man. Like history being made right there.
Yeah, that's
100%.
epic.
100%. I feel like he's always pushing so many boundaries, and with like it makes it look effortless.
Yeah.
But if you really dive in, like just a tiny bit, you see, like once I realized how many Instagram pages he had, I realized, oh my God, this guy is busy.
Yeah. And it really sucks because it's like his big Instagram page, like his main one, got hacked. He had over 60,000 followers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he got hacked.
Shit.
And a couple other rollerbladers had the same thing happen. And so,
Damn.
to be able to run several, IG accounts, and they're all different too. It's not like they're all rollerblading. He has his rollerblading one. He has his
Parkour
one, which is posting up constantly on. He has his quad one, which he's posting up constantly on. He has his epic grind shoe one, which he's posting constantly. So I mean, the man stays busy, and on top of that, he has his art one.
Yeah.
Where he does his shoes, and so
Love that.
that's like so much time, to come up with a post, actually film it, get it prepared, post it with dialogue. Like it's tough. Like if there weren't so many collabs on the Shredware page, it would have very few posts. This is just not enough hours in the day, I feel like, but he finds them.
dude. I mean, he's definitely an icon.
He definitely is, and he's doing things his own way, which I think is really cool.
I think it's brilliant.
I respect it.
Yeah.
He works hard.
Yeah.
Well, Phill, I love Montre, but you know who else I love is you, dude. I'd love to talk some more about you. Why Why don't you tell me how you got into skating?
So the very first time I ever saw skating, I was 11. I was at the Barnum and Bailey Circus with my parents, and in between, animal acts, there was this act where they set up pretty much like an X shape. So it was like fly boxes that crossed.
Yeah.
And so there were BMX guys, skateboard guys, and guys on rollerblades, and they were all just jumping, left to right over each other, and like it was almost like a Nitro Circus before Nitro Circus. And so it was super cool to see. And out of all the sports that was happening, I was just so attracted to the rollerblades. It just looked so cool to me, and they had the most style, in my opinion, and they just, they seemed to be having the most fun. And so initially that was where I saw it, but that's like the circus, so that's just this other world that, doesn't exist for me. And so it was just something I saw, I thought was cool. But growing up with the dad that is a roll bounce guy, I was constantly at the skating rink. And so I remember when I was 14, I was at the skating rink and I saw this kid with some rollerblades, and he came skating really fast, jumped over the little bench where you like sit down to put your skates or shoes on, and then like 180'd on the floor, turned back around, skated really fast, and then grinded on the little carpet ledge. And I didn't know what grinding it did at the time because I didn't know anything about rollerblading, but he did a soul grind. And it like soul grinded about 15, 20 feet. I was just like, whoa, like this is what I saw in the circus. Like, oh my God, like you can do this. Like then it became normal, like anybody can do this, not just like special circus people that are trained to do this can do this. And so at that point it was just like, okay, I gotta find some rollerblades.
Yeah.
And right around the same time, like my neighbors, it was two brothers that I pretty much played with in the yard every day. They got a street hockey set up. And so now all the boys in my neighborhood are getting rollerblades. And so I ended up like buying a pair for $20 from one of my neighbors. I was still 14 at the time, probably about 5'3", 5'4".
Wow.
And I had size 12 rec skates. And I took the middle wheels out. I took a kitchen knife and like I cut a square notch groove in it. Like I didn't know that, but I knew I was trying to make it grind. And so I took this little 2x4 and like waxed it up and set it up in the center block. And like we had already had ramps from like when we rode bikes and when we skateboarded and stuff. And so just little neighborhood boy things. So I started jumping off the ramps. And then about a few months into that, we got a skate park. And so it was on then. And then it was like, all right. And another one of my high school buddies, his older brother actually did rollerblade. They had just moved from Texas. And so they were like the first rollerbladers I ever met. And so his older brother had an old pair of rollerblade troopers. They're like all white, like very, very old RBs. And again, size 12. But he sold them for like $40. So I got them. And now it was really grinding because, size 12 skate, boy, I had a soul punch skate. So it was on, and I never stopped, except for when I'm hurt and I can't skate like now. But outside of that,
Damn, man. I'm bummed that you're hurt, man, honestly.
Yeah.
Man, gosh, me too. It's so crazy. Like, and I'm really busy right now. Like, in terms of Montre has a video coming out called Maximum Effort that's literally on hold because of me.
Wow.
Like I have a section probably about 3/4 of the way done and I take this injury, and so he's super cool about it, and it's just like, yeah, I'll just wait, which is nice because a lot of people would just be like, well, all right, well, you be the next one and just put it out. And so but at the same time it makes me feel like kind of bad, like gosh, I'm holding things up because he let me see the rest of it and it's fire. And so that's like, I'm hungry to get back and land this little hammer I was trying that I got injured on and wrap up the rest of my trick list. But then also, I picked up a new sponsor, riding for Culture Ride Supply.
Yeah.
And so I was in the beginning of making my welcome section as well. And so that's been on hold. There's a couple other things in the works as well that I needed to clip up for. So it's tough. and we have a blade chat, and right now, over the past, I'd say month, it's been popping. Like it kind of got slow, over the winter, and so not a lot of people were skating. So I was pretty much skating with Montre when he was in town, and like a couple other heads that regularly skate, but for the most part, like we have 30 people in there, there's only about 4 people skating. Now, like all 30 of them are like every day, like, yo, session at this spot, session at this spot. There's multiple sessions happening every day now, like competing with each other, because that's how many people are competing, and I can't see. So I just like can't wait to be back.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All good reasons to take care of yourself so you can be back fully, right?
Yes, and Meta, thank you very much for sending me the exercises, man. I've been doing some of them, not all of them. I'm like, I need more discipline, but I've definitely been doing a good bit of the ankle ones. So
good.
Thank you.
Good. Dude. That's good. No, for sure, bro. Like, it's just discipline, right? It takes work.
Yeah.
I'm just getting back from my knee, so like, I hear you, dude. But dude, I'm excited to just hear your energy, like talking about how much you miss skating. Because when you come back, man, you're already a menace. Like I remember, like just the Mexico tour. Like one of the days we were like extremely exhausted, and you were like, "All right, I'm just gonna turn it on." Boom. And you did the back royal, disaster back royal, 450 out, and I was like, dude, I can't even bring my legs up. And you were like, I'm just gonna turn it on. Like right after, this was insane, dude. Like, I've seen you like pull through and just look like nothing happened, dude. Like, is that?
It's just the pure excitement for rollerblading, and it's one thing when you're skating with your homies and you're tired, but it's a whole nother thing when you have to put on a show. And so when it's time to turn up, it's time to turn up.
I respect that.
Luckily, like I grew up skating with some turn up skaters, and so growing up with Dre, growing up with Montre, like those dudes I feel like are always turned up. And so they're like warming up with tricks that I would like, feel like you need to be very warmed up to do. So
yeah, especially when you say you, I feel it like it's me. I need to be very warmed up to be doing those tricks, but you just go to it, like, yeah, I can jump on a rail easy, but you can just misfit on a rail easy. It's crazy. It just turns me out.
That's a Dre trick. Shout out to Dre Powell.
Yeah. And he's the man. He's always been so kind to me, dude. Like,
yeah, I got a little secret. I can't reveal all of it, but I'm just gonna let y'all know. Expect to see a comeback from Dre Powell in skating.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my. Okay.
Right.
Phil with the info.
Yeah, Dre's got some things in the works. I believe if all goes as well, then you'll be seeing him at some of these contests popping up.
Ooh, right.
That's good.
Yeah,
it'll be great to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Like that's, Dre taught all of us, our Carolina Charlotte crew. Like Dre showed us how to be not just good skaters but good people. Like Dre was phenomenal, and that dude has been phenomenal. Like more advanced than most people. Like always had that style. Like nobody taught him that. He didn't really have to develop it. He just had that style. That's just how he's did his tricks. Even when he was learning and didn't know how to do some of the tricks, when he tried them with that style. And so, for him to just have that natural talent, but a lot of people that you meet like that kind of have this like cocky attitude. And Dre was never like that. Dre was always the most humble, would talk to any and everybody, would be at the skate park with the person that could do the least amount of tricks, hanging with them, helping them. Like, man, like I feel pretty fortunate to have come up in this scene.
Yeah, man. That just everything that you say can I can summarize it in one story. When we met for the second time ever, like after like 8 years, he remembered my name
Yeah,
and he helped me hitchhike from South Cali to San Francisco.
dude, that's Dre, man.
Wow.
That's Dre. Dre's that dude. He can meet you one time, and not see you for years, and remember your name and remember to have a story to tell you about the experience.
Yeah.
And that's it's just like his brain is just so like a lot of people think he's like crazy. He's not crazy. Dre's not crazy at all. Dre's fully in control. He
Brilliant.
knows what he's doing. He's just like he's hyper intelligent, and so his brain just goes a lot of directions at times. But when it comes down to it, that man is knowledgeable and he remembers what he needs to remember. Like it's crazy because working at skate camp, going on the get rolling tours, we're meeting like 30, 50 kids at a time,
Yeah.
and you got to remember their names like instantly. And
Yeah.
so to be in that position, but even in a greater status, and to be able to remember people from years later, like there'll be people sometimes where like we spent weeks together and I don't see them for a couple years, and I'll see them, I'll know their face, but I'm like, oh snap, like oh yo, what's good, bro? And so yeah, it's amazing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he reminds me like the thing that I like to talk the most usually about skating is the people, the experiences, and so on. Like
Yeah, yeah.
what when you think about blading, or when you take in a scenario like you, oh, let's talk about blading. What do you like to talk about?
The same thing, man. It's just about the experiences that I have with my rollerblading friends throughout the years. Like I don't sit down and be like, oh man, dude, so today I did true fish to like if you want to do that, just watch the clip,
Yeah.
and, and so like obviously there's like certain scenarios like if you're at a rollerblading contest where people are gonna be talking about rollerblading, but for the most part, like I don't really talk about rollerblading. I'll talk about like things that happened on the trip, like for instance, when we were on the tour, was it second night where we skated street in Chiapas in San Cristobal?
The last one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like where ended up at that spot where there was like homeless
Phil,
people sleeping there and shit, and
Phil,
then
that was
I
the first night.
that was the first night. Okay, so yeah, first night of tour, and like that was a crazy scenario, like going to this hammer spot, never been done before, super excited, and then I go to actually like size it up, and I see like two families of homeless people. And when by families, I mean like mom, dad, three children in one family. And
Hmm.
then the other family was like mom, dad, maybe like teenager. Like that was
Yeah.
tough
Yeah.
because they were asleep. And now we're about to wake them up with the noise of skating. But also,
Hmm.
like, I just pulled my heartstring because I'm like, these are children right now sleeping outside. Like, this is tough.
Yeah,
And
dude.
here I am from America on tour, vacation, and with my rollerblades being cool. And so it was tough. But at the end of the experience, not only were we talking with those people, but we took a group photo with everybody and was like, I was giving out hugs, and you know, we thanked them for sharing their space with us. Like we just treated them like normal people, and they were happy, and it still was like tough to see and experience, but at the end of the day, we left them feeling better, which kind of made us feel a little better about their situation, even though it just sucked and there's really not much we could do. So sometimes the experience is that. Sometimes the experience is crazy, but that's mainly I'm talking about the experiences that I have.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I mean, dude, you just like took me to that experience, and I could not hold myself back from sending that clip to Josiah um, about that spot. It was like a surreal experience, honestly, because not only is what happened with the people transitioning through immigration there that they were just literally camping there so they can be there in the morning because the line gets packed and these are people trying to cross the border, right? And they're just sleeping there with their kids, right? Like that's shocking. But then the spot is so nuts, dude. The spot is so surreal. It's like the weirdest, oddest zigzag onto a bank that if you don't really launch properly and wait like you should all the way until the end, but you cannot, right? Because you would have hit it a thing,
Yeah, I tripped
right?
on the stairs.
And then it was disaster from there. And then it was like a thick aluminum rail that everybody knows that don't slide. So we overwaxed it. And then it has a column right at the end. And then to jump out of it properly, you have to jump in between two columns that you barely fit through.
Yeah, it was a narrow.
And then you land and you're right on the street. And that's it. Like
Yeah, the first I don't know if it was my first or my second attempt where I actually made it onto the rail, but I like locked channel 3 on my front foot and like slipped out, and now I'm basically on my side sliding straight down this rail, and all I see is this column at the end smash right into it. Like,
Oh, I've seen that clip, I think, right? Or is that?
yeah, it's on my Instagram. I posted it up.
Okay,
It's
yeah, let me pull that up.
Oh, here you go. I think Meta. Yeah,
Yeah,
Meta's
he's got it on his phone there.
Oh man,
what a
the
crazy.
the Shredware saved me on that.
Hey,
I think I've seen amazing tricks, between you, Fry, and Pino. I think I've seen like the top 3 tricks of all time in the tour. But this one has to be a contender for number 1.
All right, so yeah, you gotta slow that part down if you can, so you can see the setup. Josiah, if you don't mind, or rewind. When it gets to the side of the building. So, all right, so this bank runs down the side of the building.
yeah.
And so, all right, skating the street, gotta hop up on the curb.
Yeah.
That's the bank. Okay, so then there's a gap from the bank over the stairs. All right, now that where his corner of his back is right there, that's the stair that sticks out past the bank.
What the heck?
I tripped on that one time. I like tripped on that and dived at the rail.
Nobody like.
Yo, that was the scariest thing.
Yeah.
And so you have to go up the bank, gap past the stairs onto that rail, and then in this narrow walkway
Epic.
in between those columns. Yeah, it was
Be
definitely
ready to be man hug. Like the cars were coming.
And you see the car right there.
Yeah.
Like if the clip plays, that car flies by. Like if Daniel didn't grab me, I would have died in Mexico right there. That wasn't it. First trick of the tour too. That was literally, I got off the plane, met up with everybody. That was first street trick because we did a demo.
Yeah.
Earlier, and then went to Skate Street after the demo. So we're already tired. But I saw that. They were like, nobody's done it. I was like, I'm taking that. Like, yeah.
Epic, dude. That is, oh my god, that's insane.
Dude, we were so exhausted. I remember we were so exhausted because right after that, we went to a rail across the street that was kind of a high rail with a weird, like, concrete pillars in front of it, so you have to like get swivel in between them to grind the rail. You remember?
Yeah, man, that was tough because it was like you literally, if you were to go straight to approach the rail, you have about 2.5 feet. So you had to come from 90 degrees and then try to turn within that 2.5 feet to jump on these like waist high, like very like mellow, barely going down rails. They're basically flat, but it was fun. Like we ended up having an audience. It was crazy. Because when we first passed it up, it was like, yeah, this runway's kind of short. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna fuck with it. And it's like, fuck it, I'll just do one trick, just to say I grinded it. And then next, me and Meta go back and forth.
As it happens.
Y'all are wild.
Oh yeah. It's great though because had that not happened, I would have just only rode out that rail and left. You know, like we did some cool things, even though it wasn't the coolest. We still did some cool things and had an audience, and like there was like I would say, well, one, there was a ton of rollerbladers that had followed us from the skate park just to see us break that rail. But then there were a couple of families that were just walking by that just stopped, and now they were their audience too. So like by the end of it, there was at least 25 people there just watching Method and that skate.
Yeah. Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, I like that, and people got to film, and it was kind of like an extended demo, right? Like
it's like a private session. There was a artist that I really liked, a band called Switchfoot, where the lead singer would take his acoustic guitar after the concert and just go hide somewhere, because they were like semi-famous, not famous enough to like have a crazy amount of people, but he would just go do a private show afterwards, and that sounds exactly like what you guys did.
Yeah, if we didn't get paid, it was free. It's for the
love. Mad respect.
Well, we get paid with love. People definitely treat us like we're family there. That's really the thing. Right?
That's awesome.
It is really special.
Yeah. We were talking about like injuries and stuff, and there's something that I it always comes up with you that I was trying to think how to approach it, and I was gonna ask you like, do you do something to complement your skating? And then I realized like I'm not gonna ask that. I know Phill, he just skates. Like
just skate. Luckily I have some amazing, some of the best talent in the world 10 minutes away from my house, and so like that definitely sharpens my skating, because when you're skating with a blade god, like one, that person's gonna be giving you ideas and suggestions, and like saying things that you might approach differently and never have considered, that it's now changing your perception, I should say, on a trick or how to approach something. So yeah, like that definitely helps, having great skaters around me. And I mean, that's not just Montre, dude. I get to skate with Riley Hillsman. I don't know if y'all know about Riley Hillsman, but this man was ridiculous. Like, I'm talking about John Julio, when he was like 12, flew him out to Cali to film. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
He's amazing, still skating. Grew up with him, Carolina skater. Arsenio Patterson is down here. That's my road dog. I skate with him as much as possible.
Yeah.
He's just
Arsenio. Shout out to Arsenio, man. Like, that dude is not only one of the best human beings on the freaking planet, but he is so good at these freaking stylish tricks, dude.
It's insane. Like, he's a tornado. Like, he's a style king, man. Like, he has it all too. Like, he's one of those ones that, like, if he's feeling good, he can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watched that 540 Kind Grind Rails. Like, if he's feeling good, he can do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that, dude. I believe that. But sometimes it comes out like, dude, you have this physique, like that. It looks like you go to the gym, but you just skate.
Yeah, the skate.
Yeah, and then I think it's important to say
everything. So. Yeah, I don't know. Luckily, I guess I got some good genetics and skate enough.
We just skate a lot, dude.
I'm about to get in the gym though. It's about to be Buff Phill to y'all in trouble, because I'm actually about to start working out. So, yeah.
Look out.
I got a gym membership for my daughter and I. So we're gonna do the thing. Yeah, she runs track. And so she's real good. She's a sophomore. She's on the varsity track team now. And so she's running. She's in seniors. And so the only thing that's holding her back is that these girls are just more developed than her. Like, these girls look like grown women. She looks like a kid. Mm-hmm. So gotta get a little bit more muscles, and then she's gonna be stomping on all of them. She stomps on a lot of them though. Like, even like today, she had a track meet I was at before this. And she won her heat for the 100 going against juniors and seniors. So
wow, that's good, so cool, dude.
Are we both gonna get better? So.
Yeah, applause.
That is hilarious, man. You need to bring that on tour.
Amazing.
Dude, so when you became a dad, did your skating change?
Yeah, yeah, it did. So up until becoming a dad, my life was party, skate, skate, party, band, play shows, party, skate, skate, party, in some kind of random order like that. Like that was it. It was like rollerblading, playing in my band, and partying, having the best time. And then for the first time in my life, I had actual like real responsibility, because now it's not about me; it's about taking care of my daughter. And so, that was pretty difficult, because at that time, like I I worked at Woodward for 6 years at that time. Right, before she was born, I did my 7th year after she was born, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can't be gone for this long anymore. And so that was why I stopped working at Woodward. But I mean, like, I was working there regularly to where they wanted me to live there. I was considering it. I was also like considering moving to Cali for skating. And so like, my life would have been vastly different, but I'm happy with how it is. Obviously, I had her, and so now the focus had to be work and being able to be the best provider that I can be, and going to doctor's appointments and going to speech therapy and going to school, and open houses, and everything that you have to do, to be a supportive parent. And so, definitely it changed the amount of time I was able to skate. It changed the way I looked at skating. And so, but I never stopped skating, and I never stopped loving skating. It just now held a different place in my life.
Yeah, yeah. When you started skating, you said you were 14.
15 when I started aggressive skating. 14 when I started doing the roller hockey thing.
When you were 15 and you started aggressive skating, did you ever think that, well, not only that you were gonna be a dad, but that you were gonna be a dad skating like you skate, like you skate right now?
Yeah, I never really thought about being a dad. I more so thought about like living in a different country or something, like because of skating, moving to like Barcelona or something, where it's like moving to one of those world destinations for skating. That's what I thought about. I thought about living at Woodward as well, and to like when I was working at Woodward, I think it was like my 2nd year working there, or maybe it might have been my 1st year. I can't remember, but Katie Ketchum worked there with me, and we became really good friends. And so she had hit me up when she had first started the Cirque du Soleil stuff, and was like, "Yo, you need to make a reel, like make a demo tape, send it in, and like come do this Cirque du Soleil shows, because you get to travel and it pays like super good." And I was like, yeah, I need to do that. Yeah. Stupid, young, 19, 20, 21-year-old me, like never actually like took it serious. And she's like out there in Las Vegas, like made her career, like killing it, doing shows. Like I think she does like, I'm not sure how many nights a week she does shows, but she does, she has like a set schedule of shows that she does, and like she's out there living good. And so I'm happy for her, but it's funny because it's like, man, that's like, it's funny to kind of consider like some of the places you could be. Like I'm happy with where I'm at, but
Look at JoJo.
Yeah, exactly. And the interesting story about JoJo, I was there when JoJo was born. Like I wasn't like in the hospital, but like I was working at Woodward when Pam was pregnant. That was my 1st year there. The 2nd year there, JoJo was a baby. And so I used to play with JoJo. Like I remember watching him as a toddler, like running around. Like, yeah, it's so amazing like what he's done with his life, and he had the best parents. Richie and Pam are phenomenal people, like 2 of the most amazing people I've ever met. And so nothing but respect for them, and it shows why JoJo is so successful. You know, comes from a very good line.
Yeah, yeah. I think that like
Dude, what
the
section is
amount of talent.
this? Sorry, I'm sorry. What section is this?
This is Hawk Trackler blade cut.
Dang.
Yeah, that looked
Okay.
like it might have been bitter cold because I think that was
Yeah, that's what I
modern.
was saying. I was like, that. I was like, bitter cold clips. Oh, boom, 900, baby.
Dang, dude, dang. Wow.
That was actually the last 900 I did.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was that? Maybe 3? Nah, I don't know. It's been a few years since I did a 9. I gotta find a fly box that's good for me, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
Rampant Camp, dude.
Everybody keeps building these steep things that just shoot you straight up. I like the mellow fly boxes.
Rampant Camp.
Yeah, dude.
It's too steep.
Well, a lot of them, not all of them. I'm just saying, like where I live, we don't even have fly boxes anymore. Like my skate park was the last fly box that I skated outside of the one at Ramping Camp, and I haven't gotten the one at Ramping Camp like down. I don't know what it is about it, man. Like if I try to do anything more than a 5, I'm like I don't know, wilding out in the air basically. Like it's like it feels like something slaps my feet as I'm like coming off the launch, and I'm just like, just spinning at some uncontrolled, wobbly, save myself angle.
Oh man, when did you get out of like Woodward? Like when did you stop going and so on?
When did I stop working there? Because I went to a couple of the adult like weekends afterwards. So I would say the last time, I guess the last week was the last time I was at Woodward. But I worked there from 07. No, sorry, not 07. That's when I stopped working there. 2007. Started working there 2002 to 2008. There we go. That's the 7 years. 2002 is when I started. 2008 was the last year I worked there. My daughter was born in 2007. So.
Okay.
Yep. Man, y'all making me do math over here. This is
But
like
why
over a decade memory, man. This is tough.
I just wanted to ask, why did you stop going? Like, how did a relationship stop? Like what?
It was just because I had a kid. Yeah, I had an infant at home, and so I stopped going on all the skate trips that were like longer than a weekend because you know I had to be there to help be a parent. So
Yeah.
changed.
I mean, but would you work there too, right?
Yeah, well, that was how I was going. I could never afford to go to what we were doing. Like I was only there because I was working there. Fortunately, one of my really close high school friends, a really dope skateboarder, had been going to Woodward as a campers for like, I don't know, several years. And we were the same age. And so like he had gotten the job there because they already knew him. And so the second year he was like, yo, you should apply, using it as a reference. And I was like, sure. And I got in. And then I was there ever since.
Damn. So that's a good amount of time, and like just being exposed to Woodward and having that. Like, I think maybe just getting back to the fly box is just putting time on it, and you'll like be doing 900s in no time, dude. Cause
yeah. That's the thing, man. Like when I get back to skating, there's like I'm thirsty right now because I can't skate. So like, you know, when you can't skate, you want to do everything, you know?
Yeah.
When you can skate, then you can be more selective because you've been skating and skating and skating and skating. But like 9 weeks, I'm like, yo, just like I can't wait. Like I have this list of all these things, you know, that
yeah.
you know, it's not gonna be no confidence issue or no nervousness because, you know, I'm gonna be strong. And so that's the only thing. Like if I don't feel strong, I don't feel confident. And so, like I said, got that gym membership, working out.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, getting stronger. So when I'm back, it's gonna be go time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Damn.
Mobility.
Right there. This is the first one I want to take. This is a spot from back in the day, man. Me and Dre used to battle. Actually, me, Dre, Montre, the whole Charlotte crew. Like we used to have like 15 people battling on that spot. Who could do the most spins?
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I won a couple. I won one time. I did 13 spins
Wow.
on that yellow speed bump. 13.
Spinning like a record,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
is Dre white? Is Dre how you got into music?
No. I got into music before I ever moved to Charlotte. It's a funny story. A lie is what got me into playing music. I've always been interested in music, but I had this like drafting class, and there were like 3 buddies that I sat with because it was vocational. So like we would leave our school, go to a different school, and then all the other high schools would have people from the same, coming in to take classes at this vocational center. And so like these were the only 4 dudes I knew. These are my people. So we would be hanging out in class, and our teacher would give us an assignment, like, draw this blueprint. And it would take like 15, 20 minutes because we were good at CAD. And so we draw it up real quick, and then we just have 2 hours to chill. And so, we talked about everything. And at one point, they were talking about starting a band. And 2 of them were like, oh, I play guitar, da da da. And I was like, I play bass, blah, blah, blah. And so like the missing link was drums. And I didn't want to be left out of the conversation. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I play drums. Never seen a couple drum set in my life. I think, how old was I? I was in 8th grade. So I was 13 I was 12. I was one of those young, I graduated when I was 17. So, I was 12. So, when you're 12, you're just trying to fit in, especially when it's like the only 4 friends you have for this 2.5 hour period. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, man, I play drums, da 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 da. And they're like, yo, we should start a band. Oh, yeah, man. Do you have a drum kit? And I was like, nah, I sold it. Da, da, da. Like lying. Never touched a drum set in my life. So, and then,
I love that.
The kid that played bass, his name is Bradley. He's like, oh, I can get you a drum set. And my face was like, he's like, yeah, my neighbors, they're like throwing one away. You can have it. And I'm like, are you serious? And so now I'm like sweating. Because now it's like the pressure's on. And so he's like, yeah, we can go get it today. And so, and it turns out I knew the neighbor. He was also one of like my classmates. And so we go to their fucking rich ass mansions, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like I'm already intimidated now because I live in a double wide trailer, and like I'm in these fucking mansions, and they had this Woodward drum set, which is like thousands of dollars worth set, just sitting in this garage with cobwebs on it. And they were like, yeah, Bradley, or not Bradley, this kid's name was Wayne. They're like, Wayne got a new drum set, so they're throwing away this one. What? You can have it. So like, I don't even know how to take this motherfucker apart. Like, I'm looking at it, it's set up. So I'm like, oh shit, like, so I'm just grabbing like the small separate shit. I like grab the cymbal and the stand together, like walking the whole thing off. Like I see the screws on the top. Like letting them take apart the big piece because I didn't know what to do. And so now they load it up in the car, and now I'm like very embarrassed because now they're gonna find out that I live in a trailer and they live in the big ass mansion. So I'm like, fuck, this is about to be weird. So I'm already nervous about that. So we get there, and they're like, this is where you live? I'm like, yeah, man. And they're like, okay, well, why don't you set up the drums and play something? And I was just like, nah, man, y'all gotta get out of here, man. I'm not supposed to have him over at my house. My parents are gonna be back soon. Like, lying. My parents aren't gonna have hours. And so we loaded in the drums real quick, and everybody was all impressed. Like it wasn't gonna be dirty inside or something, but it was clean. Like, oh, it's nice in here. Like, yeah, motherfucker, what the fuck you think? But so anyway, I got the drum set now. And again, like I'm standing around with the little pieces. I'm letting them set up the big shit because I don't know what to do. And so I rushed them out the house, and then I literally just sat with like my headphones and my Discman, and I just played CDs that I had and was trying to play the drum beats from the music. And at that point in time, I was listening to a whole lot of stuff, and so my practice was kind of all over the board. I would like learn James Brown songs. Then I'd learn Led Zeppelin songs. Then I'd learn the Roots because they had Questlove was actually playing drums in the band, you know. And then I'd learn. I was really into this band called Snot, which is like a hardcore band from back in the 90s, early 2000s. So I was learning their songs, you know. And so, you know,
That's
I never
awesome, man.
actually get a lesson, but like I learned how to play from my favorite musicians, you know, basically. And so, yeah, and what I did, you know, I literally sat down on those drums for like 2 hours straight, and I learned two basic drum patterns that were slightly different. So I had some variation, and we had our first band practice like the next week, and I used those two drum patterns for until I got some more. And but I got some more fairly quick because like it was a new passion, you know. I started playing the drums a few months before I got rollerblades, and so like at that point in time, that was it. That was my everything. Once I got the rollerblades, it was like split, you know, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna play the drums until my parents get home, then I'm gonna go and skate because, you know, for like the first 3 weeks, I hid having the drum set in the house. And then they found it. Oh man, freaked out. Freaked out. I grew up like my parents are Jehovah's Witness, so like I grew up Jehovah's Witness. So like my mom was like the mom off the Water Boy. Everything is the devil. Everything is the devil. Because I had a drum set, I'm gonna be in a rock band, and rock bands are satanic. Therefore, these drums are the devil. Like, get out of here. Are you serious? So I was able to convince them to let me keep the drums. Fortunately, there were some other Jehovah's Witness kids that played guitar and stuff. So I told her I was going to start a Jehovah's Witness band. Which I had like 2 practices, and then that was it, you know, I got that t-shirt. But it was funny because after 2 practices, all we did was play Nirvana songs. So we didn't even like try to make up our own shit. But that is how I got into music. And so I'm an honest person, you know, like, you know, I'm confident in myself that I don't have to lie to fit in anymore. That was just, you know, what very, very young 12-year-old Phill did. But I will say, like, that's the best lie I've ever told.
I mean, you transition from that to what Josiah has been saying. Like, I think it has to be like a crazy journey. You know, I don't know for you, but for me, I had a crazy journey in music. So from that, you know, just learning 2 patterns to doing what you're doing right now. Like, just tell us a little bit about Moonman, man, and how you came up with the concept and all that stuff, man. Because honestly, the first time I learned about it, I was like, wow, more people need to know about this stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, just like coming up and liking all kinds of music. I'm the type of person that like I don't just like spectate. If I'm interested in something, then I want to do it. And so I love so many genres of music. I want to make so many genres of music. And so coming up, you know, starting off pretty much in bands on drums, I was playing in, my first band was a hardcore band. Then I played in an indie rock / emo band. Then I played in a like a horror pop punk band. And so
I love that.
Then I played in like a 60s band for like 11 years after that. And so, you know,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is there any way I can hear the horror pop punk band music? Is that anywhere it's listenable?
Please.
Yes.
Oh my God, I need to hear that.
MySpace music. It's called Ukulele. I'll find it. I'll see if I can find the link. But yeah, there's still a MySpace for it.
I know, yeah, that's awesome. The MySpace is still doing some things. Wait, so say MySpace, what was that?
There's so many people, ukulele.
Ukulele.
It's so fire, dude.
Yeah, man.
You know, I
find
sent
it.
Josiah not too long ago, and I don't think you and I ever talk about this, but that day that we were at Paul's house in Puerto Rico, and we were in the 2nd floor, and you were showing us the album that at that moment you were working on.
Yeah.
And I decided to put the phone down and record the voice, and we did a whole podcast that we never did anything with. But it has so many amazing tracks that you were working on at that time. And then maybe in that audio we have like 2 tracks only, because then after that, you, me, Jackie, I think Adam, and somebody else were like jamming We have
Yes,
like
that jam session. You guys had the harps, the mouth harps.
yes,
That
yes.
was so dope. Yeah, man, that was such a great time. I hope like that. Well, it's not hope. I'm planning it this time. Like, I'm making sure I'm in Puerto Rico this year. I was sad to miss it, especially so many more people came out last year. That wasn't
Yeah.
there the first 2 years. I was just like, why is this the one that I have to miss? So this year, I'm definitely gonna be down in Puerto Rico.
Well, we're gonna do January this year. You know,
Yeah,
so we
Jan-
can avoid the rain.
cool.
Yeah.
That's even better too, because that gives me like some space. Because it's tough, because like literally, my daughter's birthday is November 9th. Then I leave for the tour November 10th, and then we're gone for 3 weeks. Come back. Then 2 weeks later, we're in Puerto Rico. Come back. And 2 weeks later, it's Christmas. Then New Year's. Like, oh my God, my pockets hurt.
Yeah.
But it's worth it every time, man. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm here for the experience. I'm not here for the money.
Yeah, dude. I feel it. It's so real. It's so
You
genuine.
have the experience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. So you use music as meditation nowadays, basically.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say meditation more as I would say like I use it for medicine. Like
Mm.
it's
Say more.
it's healing, man. It's everything. You know, you can have a bad day and put on that right song that brings you out of it, or pulls you deeper into it to help you process what you might need to process. You know, and so you might have, you know, a great day and hear a sad song and bring you down and make you start feeling, you know, some feelings. And so it's just, music is very powerful. And so
100%.
especially, you know, with my relation to skating, because skating was an avenue for me to find so much music that I would never have discovered on my own. Through skate videos, you know, back when it was the VHS tapes and the DVDs, you're now hearing local bands from all over the United States, or like underground bands, you know, that might not have made it in your area. And, you know, now you can look them up, or a lot of times they would put at the end of the video in the credits, like who these bands were. And so I remember going to the CD stores and trying to find these CDs and like hit them in the listening station, like, oh, is that the song from the video? Like, yeah, all right, I'm mine is, you know, like music has a huge relationship to
Lady.
And motivation. You know, if I'm about to do a hammer, I have like a style of music I like to listen to. If I'm just chilling, I have a style of music I like to listen to. You know, if I'm going for a long drive, you know, there's a vibe of music I want to put on. You know, and so music is always going in my life.
You think the kind of music you like, depending on the kind of tricks that you want to do, is associated with the kind of videos you like to watch of skating?
I think so, because there's definitely like, you can associate certain songs to certain sections, and then once you start to remember those sections, you can break down certain parts of the songs to certain tricks.
Yeah.
And so, like for instance, there's in the physics video, in the Walt Austin section, he's got this CeeLo Green song, and there's this bank.
Just relax.
Yeah. So there's this bank. He toe rolls up the bank and spins on his toe, and then comes back down fake. He's still in toe roll. And on that part of the song, CeeLo says, "Don't let me put a hit on you, man, because I can do as you spin and put a hit on you, man." And so like, when we would try to do that trick, we call that trick the because that's what, you know. And so you know, it's a key in my life.
Yeah, man, you took me back. So I mean, there's a moment where he does the alley porn, and he spins out onto the set slide, and then that's exactly when he says, "If everyone contest my conquest," and he just lands that. I was like, oh man, that was like, that's it. That was amazing.
Yeah, man, so good. So yeah, man, it holds that relationship. And so like, for instance, because that section had that vibe, if I'm skating something mushroomy like that, I might throw that song on just to kind of get me in my sort of a mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like if I'm about to do some hammer or something, then I think about like, for instance, like Dre's section. It's an old section. I want to say it's in like Atlanta video, but the song is B.I.B.I. Little John. Why you act like a B.I.B.I.? You scared. You scared. Stop acting like a bitch. You scared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, you put that shit on and you looking at a drop rail. Stop acting like a bitch. You scared. It's like, yo, I'm not scared. I'm not no bitch. I'm about to do this. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can, you know, music can motivate me like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Sean Michelson wanted me to say, just so I don't get blamed for the interruption, it's underestimated, not physics, I guess.
Oh, that's right. True that.
That's right.
We love you, Sean. He's a library.
Thank you for the correction.
Sorry to throw off the chat. Keep moving.
No, that's good.
No. Yeah, we were just talking about hammers from Austin, how they match the music and how music is influential like that. And I was like trying to say, like, when I think about like a crazy trick, is I think about Pianowski in Cuatro, and when he's like with that Slayer song and like sometimes you gotta shake yourself like that to get what you were saying before with the other song, your fear out, right? Like, boom.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, like, and there are skaters that are hardcore skaters too, where they put that shit on and they go nuts. That was 19-year-old Phill. That was hardcore Phill. Was 1920. I was hardcore Phill, listening to like all sorts of, I don't know, let's see, Between the Buried and Me, like, I don't know, that was just the first one that came to mind. I don't know, even like stuff like Alexis on Fire, but like I was listening to some hardcore, some metal, just rock and roll, feed. Well, I think a really fun phase, time and rollerblading, was when like Red Fang came out and everybody was like, dun, 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 dun. When all the sections were like, dun, 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 dun. That was a super cool time. You know what I'm talking about? Like those videos, that time frame.
Yep. Good times, dude. Really good times.
Man, these lights, I'm shining.
Glowing, radiant.
I've got the blood.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man.
Oh, you're looking at myself. How come y'all not reflecting?
But I was just watching the Moonman hologram thing, dude. And if nobody has seen that in person, that shit,
it's so cool.
So cool.
Yeah, dude, I stepped up the visuals too, man. Like, I've really been putting a bunch in because, you know, without being able to skate, I got more time to put into the music, and so
for sure,
man, I'm really excited. I'm playing a music festival that is not this weekend because this weekend's Crowder Power, but the weekend after that, and it's like a small festival, maybe like 2,000 people, but that's still gonna be my biggest set for Moonman, so I'm juiced on it.
Sick. Do you make those animations yourself? I know you do animating. I pulled up one of your other videos that you got, just of like a FX reel.
Yeah, the ones in our reel are the ones I made, but the ones on the actual like Moonman thing are just ones that I've found, and I jack them shits, and then I do a little bit of changing, like a little bit of editing, cut out parts I don't like, shit like that, and only use what I want. But yeah. Oh, this though, that's me.
Epic.
That had to be first try. If I didn't get that first try, they was gonna have to chop another monitor, and the monitor.
Hey man, that takes courage. I've always dreaded a day where I was gonna have to do that, destroy something expensive. So yeah, that's awesome.
Watch it though.
That was the first time I like got to in corporate world film somebody destroying something expensive. Like I've done it like videos and stuff, but that's different.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That was a cool shoot.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
Yeah, honestly.
Hey, all right.
Right there.
There you
That's
go.
bandmate or old bandmate. That's also from another music video we did.
Whoa.
Sick, dude. What do you use? You use After Effects?
I use After Effects, and then I actually do a lot of it in program. Like I use Final Cut. I use
nice.
Premiere as well, but like I use Final Cut the most.
Okay. That's an interesting flow. I appreciate that though, because we used to do that back in high school, and then I just stopped using Final Cut. But dang, dude, you got some pretty cool effects in here. I hadn't watched this yet, but I respect it, dude. Doing a little bit of camera work. I've seen the stuff that you've done, and I've always had a lot of respect for it.
Appreciate it, man. I got some really cool like concepts. I don't know if you saw the first promo with Montre for the Gemini twins, where it's two of them.
Yeah.
There's two Montres, so I made that.
Awesome,
And,
dude.
Yeah, and so like we've been doing more stuff with it, and so
Awesome.
yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun because every time too, like it's a learning experience, and I get better at it, and
Yes.
so
Mm-hmm.
that's the coolest part to me, is like just getting the practice in, getting the repetition, and like really, refining the process, because there were definitely mistakes in that first one, and some of them like for instance the scene where he soul grinds past himself. So that was supposed to not be a big headache. Pretty much it was only supposed to be like a situation where it would only be really, really precise while he's crossing himself only.
Yeah.
But the rest I kind of cut in big chunks. But because the lighting changed
Yep.
so much, I literally had to cut Montre out frame by frame, and that was shot 60 frames a second.
Ouch.
Whoa.
So
Yep.
it
Fun
was,
stuff.
I think, like maybe it was a little over a second. Like I think it was 90 something frames.
We were speculating when this came out if it was someone else behind him, and you did such a good job. I was like, don't get me wrong, I know people can key. I didn't know that you had edited this yet. It's like, I know people can key out, but you did an amazing job, man. I couldn't, I really couldn't
Indeed.
tell.
Yeah, it's right here. So
Yeah, we were arguing about this in the chat.
It probably took me about 2 hours to edit the rest of this. It took me 6 hours to cut Montre out 90 times. So we soul grinds right coming up.
You did a great
Boom.
job, dude.
Yes.
You fantastic
God, I
job.
was a pain in the dick. And so
Wow.
I didn't want to make the same lighting mistakes, so I don't have to go through cutting them out. So it should have been I only have to cut him out right when he's passing himself, and the rest I cut around him. But I had to literally cut every frame.
Dude, that is precise.
It had to be precise too. Like it had to be precise because I knew if anybody paused it, like I don't want there to be any gaps. Like
That was me, dude. That was.
It's in between his fingers.
Yeah.
I zoomed in
God.
between
You're
his
crazy.
fingers. This shit was terrible.
Mad respect,
I tried
dude.
to cut it and track with the mask, but it was like, nope, it wasn't kind of in this area. It was just not separated enough color wise for it to do a good job. So it was like, fuck, I just have to do this the hard way. And
That's sick.
it turned out the edit turned out cool.
Yeah.
And so with it, in doing more, this is a mistake that I'm making sure not to make again. So, so like I said, it's always a learning experience, and always finding ways to get better.
Yeah, dude. I seriously cannot respect that enough. Anybody who doesn't understand video editing or hasn't had the chance to spend time with it, to keyframe somebody out, he had to go in this computer program manually and trace and every frame, and that can be it's as tedious as it sounds.
Every wrinkle in the shirt, every individual dread that's sticking up like a thin tree.
Yeah, people with a lot of hairs, it makes it a lot harder. Dude, that is epic, man. I didn't know you edited this. Cool, dude. I love
I
that.
filmed and edited.
Oh, you filmed
Yeah.
it too. Oh man, I didn't read this.
Yeah.
My, dude,
Dang.
my
All
friends keep
right.
me humble. My friends keep me humble.
A lot
It's
of
like,
people don't
yeah,
know that I'm a videographer, but yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, we bonded over the cameras that we use. You still using the G7?
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
Man, it's crazy because man, there's like a couple like nice but kind of older cameras. Like there's a GH5 for sale, pretty cheap around me, and there's also like a Canon C100, which is like C100 is super old, but it's like
It's
stupid
still
cheap.
it's still so nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, it's what I'm saying. They want $300, dude. I'm talking about body, lens, battery, and charger.
Ooh,
And
okay.
the
Yeah.
old camera, I might just do it.
Yeah. I love that
Maybe you should.
he's got your music in here too. Or I mean, you put it in there, but I appreciate that you guys made that happen. I love that.
Yeah, man, that's one cool thing about Montre, man. Like, whenever I edit something for him, he always wants me to use my music because it's gonna help, put me on, because he's
Yeah.
popularity, obviously. And so that is really nice, And then also too, it helps him because he doesn't have to worry about, royalty free shit, or
Yeah.
really getting violence on the video. And now this video has no audio.
Yeah. We'll be listening to Moonman music a lot more. I didn't realize you're on Spotify.
Yeah, man. So my artist name is Moon.man.music. When I first started it, I started during COVID because when they shut everything down, all my band shows got shut down, and my bandmates were living kind of far away.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any shows, we didn't practice, and so I was like, just had this void in my life. Like, man, not playing music at all. This sucks. And playing drums for 20 something years, like I don't just sit down and play by myself anymore. I like to play with people. The same way with skating, like I don't necessarily go skate by myself. Like, it's social for me. I like to skate with people. And so I wasn't playing really instruments much. And so it was just like, you know what? I've always wanted to do something with like the beat and hip hop side of things. Now maybe this is my chance, like, because
Yeah.
I don't need a band for this. I don't need anybody for this. I just need to get the right gear for what I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do it. And so it was like super popular. Everybody was doing those 30-day challenges during COVID, and so I did a 30-day beat challenge where it was like every morning I would wake up and I would either prepare and then perform a beat that I would post, or I maybe prepared it the night before and I would just perform it, film it, post it up. And I would post it up on my Instagram and on my Facebook. And like the Instagram, it got like a pretty cool response, but the Facebook got like crazy. People were going nuts, like mad comments and like shares and
Yeah.
oh man, when are you putting out an album and things like that. And so that really like motivated me to keep doing it, because it's like, okay, people will actually like it, because a lot of times we'll create something that we might like, but then we might not feel like someone else is gonna
Yeah.
I mean, like, just because you created it, like not because it's not good, just because you just, I don't know, the humility in that. And so yeah, people were like, egging it on, like, oh man, do more, oh, you should do this song and things like that. And so now I'm like, okay, if it was one that worked, and I'd do it, and then like post it up and tag them like, hey, thanks for the inspiration, this is for you, and then now they're like, and so it was cool because it encouraged me to really like stick to this like process of creating, making, and recording music regularly, and also sharing it. And so, because a lot of people have a ton of music they never share with anybody, and so like this wasn't a situation where I had like the ability to sit back off a library and be like, oh, I'm gonna post this one. It was like, no, whatever I make right now has to go up. So we make something that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
And I did the full 30 days, and I was like, I'm gonna keep it going for a while. And like, I think I got like 35 or 36 days. And then it dawned on me, it's like, yo, I got almost 40 songs. Like, I'm gonna drop an album. And so then the focus like switched from like, I stopped doing the challenge to like, now let me actually try to like track and record these songs properly and like mix them and get opinions and listen to them in the car on a Bluetooth speaker and all, you know, like that whole process. And so it's cool because it's constantly evolving. And so, because the first show I ever played, it was a beat that I had like made into a looper. So like literally I had 5 channels and I would just push play and do the volume, push play. You know, I wasn't doing any actual performance. It was just pushing play, control the volumes, pushing stop when it's time to stop, like, because everything was already programmed into this machine. And so I was like bored with it. I mean, I still had like the visuals and all that stuff because I knew people would be bored just watching me push buttons. And so then it was like, well, you know, this is vastly different than what I'm posting on Instagram and what the people like. So let me do a show off of what the people like. And that's how I started like doing the finger drumming shows where I'm actually like physically performing the beats on my 2 sample players. And so that's been fun and that's been cool. But now where it's shifted, and it's only really because of this festival that I got put on, because the festival is like a hip hop and EDM. And so that type of festival, or it's like, you know, like it's a burn. So like they're gonna be burning shit and like there's gonna be all kind of people in weird dress performing and shit like that. And so like I didn't want to come up there with my like, you know, normal set with like pause in between the songs and, you know, like the vibe going up and down. I was like, all right, this is gonna be a festival. People are coming to dance. I need to make a dance music set that runs straight through seamlessly, no pauses, no stops.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've produced. And so I'm really excited. Like when I was in my early 20s, one of my roommates put me on to Girl Talk. I don't know if you ever heard Girl Talk, but Girl Talk is a DJ that would do mashups from like, you know, I'd say like maybe 2010, 2014 was like kind of when he was popular.
Okay.
But dude, like it was just like, it's party music. Like whenever we would have parties, we would just put on Girl Talk, like let the album play through, and people would be dancing nonstop. And so like I was like, man, this is what I should go for. Like this is my lane, because I always have ideas of like, oh, this song would sound really cool over this song. Like this verse would sound really good over this instrumentation or this beat. And so
when did you started thinking about wearing the helmet, dude?
Oh man, that came to be after I decided I'm going to make an album, because it was like, okay, now if I'm gonna make an album, like then I should probably, you know, have some kind of a show, so that way I could do an album release show. Because, you know, me being a musician, I mean, that's how I'm used to putting out music. We have a show and we play the new music at the show, and then people buy the album. And so I was like, all right, I got enough friends, you know, that know me from my band and that know I'm doing this new music thing. And so it just so happened like that previous year, 2020, I was an astronaut for Halloween. My daughter was still at trick-or-treating age. And so I dressed up as an astronaut and we went trick-or-treating. And so I just had this costume. And I was like, I should use this costume. And then, you know, that was it. And I was like,
I love that.
There's a song by Feist called My Moon, My Man. And because I was like, what can I call myself, you know, like, and then Moonman just came out of that. And so
Moonman, man.
Yeah. And so at that time, I looked it up on Spotify and like Apple Music and like, you know, every, you know, pretty much SoundCloud, or not SoundCloud, but like the major sources were like, if you're, you know, producing music.
Yeah, if you're looking for
Pandora, that sort of shit. And there was no Moonman. So I was like, yes, this is it. I'm using this name. But then my dumbass waited 2 years before I actually released an album to the world. And so by that time, there were already 2 people under the name Moonman. So I changed it to Moon.man.music, which was the Instagram name anyway. And so if you do music, but it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on Pandora, it's on Deezer, it's on YouTube, it's on anything that like any major outlet, basically.
There you go.
Oh man, I just got a package like 3 days ago.
Shout out to Daniel Delgadillo that very elegantly took mine.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He got the green ones? Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
we just never exchanged back.
I ain't saying that to him, but he very elegantly scratched the shit out of my pink ones.
Oh no. Dude.
Yeah, I didn't say that because this is Daniel, you know. But because you remember you were wearing the green ones that I gave you. You were wearing those. I was wearing the clear gray ones, and then Daniel was like, "Oh, I went to Pit Vipers." I'm like, "Dude, I have a third pair." I gave him the pink ones. He gave me back the pink ones, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." Just grab them. Didn't even look at them. Then the next day, I went to wear them, and it's like 2 huge scratches right in the center. And I was just like, what did he do? But it's like, I'm not saying nothing, man. They're free glasses, and that's my homie. It had to be an act. But it makes me like, gosh.
Yeah, he's special, man. He's special. We watched our clothes together, and then he gave me his shirt. Remember? I was like, it's alright, man.
He gave me his tooth, bro. Like,
you see, I don't drag myself on the floor, and I look at him like, you don't what? It's like, when he falls, he goes,
Oh yeah.
So the shirt was like all in the back, was like all stained. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear it because I know it's his now, and I'm gonna have his vibe when I go back to New York. Like I was like, I fucking love it.
Yeah, man.
It's dope though. Like he put skylight, he put the skate light as sole plates on his skates, and then he was going faster than any of us.
Dude, yeah, he's the man. Him and Darko is like the dynamic duo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he can enjoy the Pit Vipers too. It's fine. But how did you develop that relationship though?
Man, so it was really, really gnarly, dude. Like my first ever trip to Mexico, I went to Playa del Carmen with my homies, my primos, Craig and Shiley. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened, like randomly, like Joe Atkinson was down there, and like we're friends we'd like already been friends at the time. And so like whenever I saw he had posted like a clip from like Woodward, Maya Rivera, I was like, hold up, bro. I was like, yo, are you in Cancun right now? Because I'm in Playa del Carmen. He's like, bro, I'm staying in Playa del Carmen. I was like, oh shit.
What?
Yeah. So, like, that was my very first trip, down there. And now it's like every day, me, Craig, Chiley are kicking it with Joe. Fry Gomez, that's how I met him. He was there to film Joe. And so like Rodrigo Roro from Playa, shout out to him. He was the one who drove around. But basically like I had posted up some edits from there. And like at that time, all my posts, I was wearing these big giant circle glasses, like fucking like a bug, like big giant huge circles, every color, whatever. Like that was kind of my thing. And I posted this edit where I was wearing some red translucent ones, and they had like commented on my post, and then I checked my inbox and I had a DM from them, and they were like, yo, we really love your style, like would you be interested in trying out some Pit Vipers? And I was like, I wear $5 flea market glasses because I can't afford Pit Vipers, bro. I was like, how about more than just a pair of glasses? Like, put me on. And they sent me a contract. And so
sick.
I've been what's called a key player. That's what it's called if you're actually like on Pit Viper, you're a key player. I've been that for a couple of years now, and it's, man, like, dang, 3 years, I think. Yeah, over like 3 years. And it's super dope because like they're just rad people, man. Like they don't want to be like uppity. They don't want to be normal. They're fun. They just want to be fun. They want to be goofy. They want to be different.
That's
and
awesome.
so like if you look at their posts, like you just scroll down and just look at the subject matter of the post. It's all just like goofy shit. You know, it's not like trying to be cool or trying to look rich, you know what I mean? It's like regular ass, like alternative people, you know, doing cool shit. And so, yeah, you know, they put them on a pig, you know what I mean? Like, come on, who's doing that? They're not putting glasses on a pig.
I don't know. That's not kosher.
Like, sometimes they'll send me some pairs like before they come out with like an assignment. Like, okay, we need you to take this style of picture for this pair of glasses that's going to be coming out soon.
Ooh, that's cool.
So, they came out with one pair called the Slammers, and I actually didn't like them, which was fucked up, just because they're like super small ovals. Like they sit in your eyes. They look like motorcycle glasses, like what an old biker guy would wear, which is absolutely not my style.
Yeah.
But they sent them to me, and I got them like 2 months before they came out, and it was really dope because on the box, it's a rollerblader. Like he's doing, he's missing a tooth, but it's still a rollerblader. And the glasses are called the Slammer, so he's a rollerblader taking a slam. They send them to me because I'm a rollerblader, and so they're like, yeah, man, like, you know, we want you to get what you can, you know, and send me instructions and shit. And so I did that, and then I gave the glasses to Lil Malachi from Montgomery Monsters because they fit on his face.
Malachi, the Rapper.
Yeah. I think there's a search option. Just if you type Slammer, so that way you don't have to scroll through them all.
Slammer.
But yeah, man, like it's super cool. Like basically what happens is like 2 times a year they send us wish lists. And so the top second pair, that one, those are the ones they sent me.
These ones?
Yep. Then, yeah, look at the side. Like, open them up and turn the side. They have like flames on the side, bro. Yeah.
Hey, that's 2000s as hell.
That's hilarious.
I feel like you get this in a package with some sick Hot Wheels.
Or like a sick do-rag that's like too small to cover your whole head, dude. You know? Like, look at that picture.
Definitely need the beanie with the flames.
Oh, there you go.
I was gonna say, there's a Slammer.
Can you open that bigger? The bottom right, the box?
That's just part of the one picture.
Ah, shit. I was about to say, if you look closely, that dude's got rollerblades on his Scorpion in him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Razors.
That's epic.
Wow.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, you see that marketing, dude? Like,
yeah, that's fun.
They're fun, man. They're cool people. And so I'm thankful because, like I said, like I was rocking $5 flea market glasses, so there was no way I was going to be beanie Pit Viper, let alone like boxes of them.
Yo, so these are okay, I see. These are called the style is the Slammer.
Yeah.
I see you. Dang.
It's definitely a different kind of frame than the one that I usually see you with.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty cool.
We mentioned a little bit of like your skating, how you got in. Obviously we're all players here. We mentioned a little bit of music, how you got in with it, like a little bit of the people and why you talk about it. Like we mentioned now Pit Viper. We mentioned you being a father. Like there's so many things that you're involved with. A lot of people like know you from the Woodward part, like that time, and other people knows you from other areas, like when you just go to a comp and just rip. But you know, like I don't know if a lot of people knows about also and all the things that you did there. It wasn't only in skateboard, right? Like it was a lot more.
So much more, man. It was a community haven, man. Like, it's interesting, like the gravity of having a skate park. Because in the beginning, like all we're thinking about is like the ability to have these sessions with our homies and like make money. And we opened the skate park to make money to make the boots that we were making to make skates. And so like the whole thought process was like run the skate park to make these exactly Oso boots, run the skate park to make the skates to fund it because we were paying out of pocket. And we actually got the skate park open and it was just like, oh my god, like fuck these skates, like we got to take care of these people.
Yeah.
We got to take care of our community, man. Like it's interesting, like a lot of people think like, skate parks, help the kids. Man, you will be surprised how much skate parks help adults. Like mental health is a real issue, and a lot of times this is some people's only release that actually works for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, forming relationships with parents, children, adults, teenagers, like you form relationships with everyone that comes through that door in some kind of way, and especially the ones that continue to come back. And so, when we weren't able to continue with the skate park, I was extra hurt, about that part. Like, well, where are these people going to go now? Like, because I was the confidant for a lot of kids, I but in a way that didn't make them, look bad. I give them my best advice, and then at some point, let the parent know what's going on, but also let them know, like, hey, they don't, necessarily want me to tell you. So if you do approach this, just don't approach it as if you already know about it. You know what I mean? Like, and so now we're helping on both sides because now we're mending a communication gap, and so like in that right there, what's showing right there, community unity, that's an event that I started with some friends at the skate park, where every month on the second Saturday when we met, we would make sandwiches and we would take them to the local shelter because they requested sandwiches, bread, meat, and cheese sandwiches, because it's easy for them to feed and it's easy for them to store. So every month we were doing that, and we'd have like, sometimes it'd be like 20 people, sometimes it'd be 60 people, but every time it'd be a mix, all kinds of people, kids, adults, all races. You'd see, some people were obviously had a lot of money, some people obviously didn't, but we're all there together for the same purpose, to help someone else, and we're all feeling good about it. And so, we lost the skate park, but we still do community unity every month. And so we just had it last Saturday, and we made, what was it? I believe it was like 660 sandwiches that we brought to the shelter.
Wow.
And so, lost the park, but never lost the spirit. And so still keeping at least one community thing going that's helping make a difference locally. So thankful for that. That would have never came about if Oso didn't happen.
Yeah, man.
Man, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you as a person, dude. The more I hear you talk, you are such an incredibly kind person, and you really care about putting others before yourself, and that's very noble, very respectable. But yeah, dude, that's really beautiful. I have a lot of respect for that. People who want to take care of people inside their community in the way that you have. That is just phenomenal, dude.
I mean, I think that our bonding was pretty instant, but then when we touched base about Get Rolling, like, and I know I'm skipping a few items here, but like, it was like what you just said. It explains why you're so involved in Get Rolling. Why you go to the tours, why you dedicate yourself to it, like, and to like uphold people accountable for what they say. When somebody tells me, "Oh, come over here anytime. This is, you got a place to stay. We're gonna go skate." I take people up for that, But
yeah,
you say, "I'm gonna show up for every Get Rolling this year and then next year," and you did. you know. Like it shows the values, what you carry on, and how you approach it, which is like why I'm so honored that you come, dude. Honestly, like, can you tell me a little bit of why like you got so involved immediately, like off the back, and anything that you think that relates on how you involve yourself with Get Rolling? Because for me, it's very valuable, but I don't think people know about it, dude. And you do a lot.
Yeah. So initially, when you told me about Get Rolling, traveling around Mexico and teaching clinics, it immediately just brought me back to my Woodward days. And, just being able to share what you love with someone else who loves it too, and helping them make progress, seeing their love increase, seeing their confidence increase outside and inside of skating, like because you help somebody and they succeed in what you help them with, that carries throughout the day, so now the skates are off, but they're still on a high from that energy that they feel about themselves because they achieve. And so it really like initially brought me to that, like, yes, we're gonna teach people, it's gonna be great, but then actually being there and really getting to immerse into the cities that we visit with the people, you really see the appreciation is so much deeper than in a lot of places that has easy access to skates. That was the first time that I saw skates that I didn't know what they were, like, but they were aggressive skates.
Yeah, Mexico.
Some of them look cool too, man. Like there's this company called Black. Some of those black skates, I'm like, yo, like how much it cost? Those look good, but they're not name brand, and a lot of times like the kids are on rec skates or like the lowest of quality aggressive skates, but they're trying their hardest, and some of them are good, like crazy good, to where you're like, wow, that little kid is ripping, and then they get close to you and you see their skates and you see what the wheels look like, and you're like, how are you even rolling? Like this is insane. But these kids are so happy to skate, and a lot of them, like, that's literally all they have. Like, some of the people that we work with, are real life impoverished, and like, so like I said, the appreciation is a bit different. And so when we go there, it's extra special because this is all these kids are gonna have for a whole year is us. Like we are the biggest thing happening in their life. Like we are the Chicago Bulls in '96 coming to their city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Like we, for instance, like at Chiapas, we teach at this school, and this is, in my opinion, the coolest school I've ever seen. It goes like all the grades, elementary through high school. It's a giant facility, and they offer aggressive skating as a class.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So like you can get credit in your school taking a class where you learn how to rollerblade and do tricks. And so it's just really dope. But also, like I said, this school is all the grades. And so when we go there, we're there for pretty much the whole day, and they send them out by grades. And so, at one point, the youngest kids are like the craziest.
Yeah.
To where you'll just be standing there, you got 50 kids running at you full speed, screaming with papers and pens, wanting you to sign their autograph.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there like, I'm only Phill Gripper. Like I don't even have a boot, or I don't got nothing. Like I'm me. Like I'm not that cool. I'm not Brasco. I'm not Montre, nobody. But they're like, and they know about you. Like it's crazy, man. and coming back year after year, like now I'm seeing these kids get bigger,
Oh,
seeing these kids get good at skating. Like some of
yeah.
them like were so small, the skates were too heavy for them to like really pick up their feet. Now they're
Yeah.
like doing grinds both ways. This is like, and it's because we helped lay that foundation. Like,
Yeah.
and it's really incredible how organized Meta has gotten everything with the clinics. And so some classes we might have only 7-8 kids or adults. Some classes we might have 80 to 100.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
to navigate both extremes day to day, because that's how it goes. Like we don't know who's gonna be there until we show up and they show up. And so like literally we've done it to where we taught 2 clinics in the same skate park. One day, come back the next day, and like one day we have 50 people, the next day we have 90 people. But we have the same amount of instructors.
Wow.
And so to have to navigate that, and keep everybody involved, keep everybody entertained, but also make it so that everybody learns, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like at Woodward, there was so much staff. There's staff everywhere you go. Get Rolling Tours is us, It's whoever can make it out to volunteer and whoever our hosts are for what city we're in. And so, like, I believe, how many would you say we had, like, as a core group? 5?
This last year,
Yeah.
I
That
would
was
say
real cool.
6.
6? Okay.
Well,
So,
5, like, because sometimes some of them have different responsibilities and they wanted to film too. So yeah.
yeah. And so, just that amount for all those people, and we gotta, like, assess everybody's skill level, split them up into groups, find out what they want to work on that with them. Like it's a lot, but like I said, we keep getting better at it, and so
Yeah. And it's all the same formula that you talked, right? Like you see what the community is offering, what the community need, and who can offer. So like we know that there's kids there that wants to teach, so we empower them, we teach them, and we let them run pockets within the clinics, and then so at the end of the day, they're like running the whole thing, the whole class by themselves. It's really, yeah, it's easy because they're so hungry. I remember I saw you take 2 kids, and I'm they're gonna prolong this conversation, but like you took 2 kids, and the first day you taught them from knowing how to grind to be able to do 3. The kid and the girl did 2 grinds, like legit, and you knew their names. And then next year they were expecting you. They went to the next city and met you again, and you literally like marked their lives to a degree that those kids like can be professionals for like the rest of their lives because they have this good foundation. It's like, and they were so hungry, and you were like, "Yeah, come."
Yeah. And what was really awesome too is that the next year they brought me a gift.
Oh.
And so that was extra special.
Yeah.
Like come back again. Because the first year they drove 4 hours from Mexico City to Morelia to take our clinics in Morelia, then came to our clinics in Mexico City. And then the very next year, back again in Mexico City. And so when I saw them the second year, they had literally like presents for me. They gave me this like frogman luchador mask, and they gave me this really dope like Mayan statue that I have both of them, like the little statue guys on display.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
You really form these special relationships, and we're touching people's lives in a positive way. And I'm sure every rollerblader, or it doesn't even matter if you rollerblade, if you have found a passion, it could be a sport, it could be an activity. If you have found something that you focus your time into, and you're able to gain confidence from it and feel like and be a better person from it, like, to me, that's what matters the most. And so to see these kids using rollerblading to be that tool, you know, is awesome, because I know now a lot of these kids, when their friends want to go and do something stupid, they're going to be like, nah, I'm gonna go skate because that's what I'm into, you know? And so there are a lot of times where, like, if I wasn't skating, I would have gotten into some trouble, some illegal thing. And so, you know, just to be able to share that with others too, and know that it's doing the same thing for them that it did for you is extra special.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah. I think this question has been like brewing in my mind, and I'm glad that I'm able to answer, like to ask you like live, because um you know, like, how do you marry? Because I think you're gonna give me an interesting answer. How do you marry industry and community? Because you live just right in between all the time too.
How do I win now?
How you marry industry and community?
Oh, how do I bring them together? Well, I mean, you gotta bring them together by having the industry be mindful of the community and not just an industry. You know, because industry is business, community is personal. And so for me, you know, they always like to say, like, keep feelings and friendships in business separate. But
Separate.
like, when the business is a community, like the business is based on the strength of the community, then we need each other, you know. And there's a lot of things that, you know, I feel like if happened in rollerblading could potentially like save rollerblading. And by that I mean, like, in the next, you know, 5 to 10 years, make it so that if you're a pro rollerblader, you can make actual professional athletic money. I was talking with one of my buddies. His name is Zach Smith. He's the guy who does the Oklahoma City Showdown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Dude, that dude, first of all, his job, you know, is to get grant money. Basically, his job is to get funding, to find money for businesses. And so he understands how business works. And the problem with rollerblading is that there's no reciprocity. And for those that are unfamiliar with the term reciprocity, basically, rollerblading is not putting back into itself enough to be able for everybody to eat. And so a good example is if you look at every single major sports association, NBA, NFL, NHL, all those, they're nonprofits. Yep, they're nonprofits. Therefore, there's a lot of taxes that they don't have to pay. But also, being a nonprofit, they're able to form businesses, use the nonprofit to support the business, and now you have a reciprocitous cycle, because your money comes in to the nonprofit, you put into the business, that then you can return to get more value out of the nonprofit, and you keep the cycle going. You keep the cycle going, and you're able to grow it by adding more businesses, more companies to it. That's why the NBA has teams. That's why each team is his own franchise. You know what I mean? Rollerblading has teams, but every team is fending for itself. Every company is fending for itself. Every company is competing with the other companies that do the same thing as them, so they can survive, because there's not enough money going around. But if everyone is to come together and form one big thing that allows them to be able to put money back into itself and keep the cycle and keep the money within itself, then it would be able to grow. And I'm sure, like, my homie Zach would be able to explain it 1,000 times better. That was like layman's term. Like, I mean, we talked about it for 2 hours, man. Like, he was just like enlightening me. But, I just think like the community aspect needs to be important, because at the same time, like, we're all trying to accomplish the same goal. We all want to push rollerblading. We all want the sport to grow, and we all want the sport to be lucrative enough so that the people that are pushing it the most can live off of it. And so, it's interesting because there's like, we got people in positions that can do this, but they don't have an interest in working with each other. So,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. I think it's important that there's like building of the bridges right now happening a little bit. I think there's a new generation of bladers influencing our old generation. I feel like we're finally transitioning from the the very young or very nostalgic phase, and I feel like we're filling up the gap in between more. Like there's a little bit more skaters at a middle age, but yeah, dude, like there's a gap. It's undeniable, right? Like, and we cannot deny that. But I feel like if we can do something for the community, and we can do something for ourselves that also helps the community, why not? Which like why I support like Shredware so much, dude. Like making these pads so affordable, dude. Like honestly, it's for me. I've been looking for that, but every time I was gonna invest in one, like Augusto, shout out to Augusto, he put me up to the G forms. I was like finally like understanding how important it was for me to have that safety, right? And then when I put the Shareware on, dude, I'm like, oh wow! Like I was skating with Spook and Austin and Mariah in Amsterdam, in Eindhoven actually, and I kept like throwing myself to the pads, and I kept hearing Austin, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like Shredware to the point that it became a joke, right? And just like I put it in like the big captions, it was hilarious, but it's true, dude. Like now I have this confidence of like I'm not really ready to throw the trick, but I feel like throwing it, but I'm not really ready. So let me just start throwing it, and I know I'm gonna land on my pad.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's really like if I don't have my Shredware on, I'm not the same skater. Like, it's like I don't have on my armor, but I'm going to war.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, yeah, and like most people don't even know that I have the most of the time, to be honest.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
that's the point, man. Like, so for me, I was all about G form. I had the shorts, I had the shin knee guards, and I still think they're like really awesome, but they're just so expensive, man. And my issue with the shorts was that the tailbone pad only covers like the top part of your butt, whereas like when you're skating, you're usually hitting the lower part of your butt. And so for me, like the tailbone, I said tailbone. The tailbone pad was pretty ineffective, but the hip pads were great, And so, and the shin knee guards were awesome too. But I ended up like losing my shorts. I went to Boston, stayed with Brandon Ford. Shout out to Biff. And somehow I lost them, And so I'm like, fuck, man, this is like $100 and something. And I was like, they're not even like all that good. And I literally was just like, I feel like I can make a better one. And then it just kind of, the process started of like, how can I make some shorts that have hip and tailbone protection, but also what are the things about the G forms that I didn't like? And the only things, like I said, was the tailbone pad I didn't like. It wasn't big enough. And I didn't like that if I was going to skate, I had to wear them G forms all day. You got to put them on before the session, go to the session, skate. If you hang out with your friends after the session, you still got them on. And so unless you can go change, or unless you're just one of those like people that don't mind taking your pants off in the parking lot, I do. I'm not trying to catch a fender charge, And so it was just like, I bet I could make something with pockets, and then you can add and remove the pads, and then that way, if you have the shorts on, that's fine. It's the pads that make the shorts annoying. And so basically, I went to City Trends because I knew it was like a cheap clothing store. I bought some spandex shorts for like $7. Got one of my friends to sew some pockets on them, and went to this material store and got a few different like compound rubber foam kits, different hardnesses, and like had little molds and everything. So I started making little test pads, and basically I found like a hardness that I liked, and you know, kind of made some adjustments to the shorts to where it's like, okay, I feel like this is going to be good, at least for version 1. And then I started reaching out to manufacturers and got some samples made and tried those out. Had a couple of friends try out some and give me their thoughts, and then just, you know, went with it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you really took initiative there. I agree. I feel like a different skater when I don't have my Shredware, and I just recently got the session savers a few months ago, and yeah, goodness gracious, man, like session enders now are you can roll away from them pretty easy.
Yeah, man, it is pretty interesting to take that fall, get up, be okay,
and you're like,
and then think, man, if I didn't have my Shredware, you know, like,
I say a quick word to Mr. Phill Gripper. Thank you, sir.
Or the alternative where like you eat shit and you're like, fuck, why didn't I have my Shredware? You know, like, oh, it would have been totally fine. Oh no, you know. And so that doesn't happen to me. Because I always remember Shredware, but I definitely like have some homies, you know, that have gotten hurt. Some hurt for a long time because they weren't wearing the Shredware and hit the spot where the pad would have been. And so, gotta stay safe out there. We're doing dangerous stuff.
I mean, it's not like, you know, because my thing is like, it doesn't really take any mobility away from you, like, which is my biggest pet peeve, you know, like, like why I changed so many, like, you know, and then like we were speaking about this too, like in another episode, that I don't really like a lot of knee pads, even the ones that allow you mobility. So I'm like, I think Josiah is using the same thing. He's using sleeves, like AAA sleeves, like they're not like really that big. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother, but the thing is like they fit perfect with my freaking Shredware socks, you know, and it's like a perfect. I have all the mobility in the world, dude, and it's not like affecting anything. And if you have the issue that I have with like the sizing for skates, this socks really like help you mold to the little spaces if you have a skate that is a little bit too big for you. Dude, it's like, for me it's like everything that I needed, because of the shin guards I can take them off again, like the little pads, take them off and I'm free again. It's great, dude.
Ooh, free. And then like when there's those times where like you're in between spots, or maybe you think you're done for the day, you can pop the pads out, but then someone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go here, and you go, oh shit, I'm gonna skate again. Boom, whoop, whoop, whoop. They're right back in. You're ready to go. You know, it's not a process. Because I feel like that's also part of the reason people don't wear pads. One, pads don't look cool. There's that stigma. So I tried to make them thin so that like, as long as you're not wearing like skin tight jeans, then you're not really gonna see them. Like, I don't wear baggy clothes. I don't wear skin tight clothes. I wear pretty like normal, kind of slim, I would say, but like people never know. And I'm wearing machine guards, hip pad, and tailbone all the time. I got on everything. And so, you know, them being sleek was also like a key factor. I wanted them to be sleek. I wanted them to be effective. Like, I wanted them to work. And I wanted them to be comfortable. And so that was pretty much, you know, what I was considering as I was coming up with the design and modifying it. And
now you make them for kids too, right?
Now, yes, kid sizes are available. They're on the website. And I'm out of some of the sizes for the adult shorts, but I'm going to have some more coming soon. And so I had some manufacturer issues. Um, so I'm just going to stick with the manufacturer that I've always ran with. Basically, my rep changed, and our relationship's not the greatest. So I started searching for another manufacturer. Bottom line is the quality that this manufacturer gives me, like I haven't found from someone else. And so like
Mm.
quality to me is more important than everything. I got some people that tell me that, there's one person, she told me her boyfriend wears the Shredware all the time, like wears them as underwear and stuff. Like he's not skating, don't have the
They're
pads on,
comfy.
be wearing them around the house. And I'm like,
I
that's
use it
cool.
as swimwear when I'm in Puerto Rico and I'm in a session, and I take the pads off and I get in the water, dude. Like
I've
it's
also heard other
perfect.
people saying they're great for swimming too, and it's like, dang, I just swim in my Shredware. All right,
It's
those
perfect.
Yeah,
multiple weeks.
yeah. I'm gonna bring that Operation Ohio. That's
They're
perfect.
they're moisture wicking, so
All right.
so they'll
Yeah,
wick
it's perfect.
moisture away as you swim.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's brilliant. I like the idea. And honestly, when I always like to support, but I don't hype things up. I really don't. If I don't believe it, I won't really talk about it, But this is one thing that I'm really happy to talk about
Yeah,
because
okay.
honestly, everybody should support this thing because if you want pads, get it from a blader, dude, because these are like good.
Yeah.
And Phil is freaking open, dude. Like if you have something that you would like to try differently, he will take all the notes and maybe eventually he can come up with something else. But look, he got socks with freaking shingles.
We can work you out a sample of what you want. So
Boom.
All right, all
yeah, man,
right.
I'm trying to please the people that want to support because
Yeah.
I appreciate the support. This is also too like version ones. So eventually I will recoup enough money to be able to get to version twos to where the pads will be tapered and like, might be some changes to locations and things like that. Just from feedback that I've received from people. And so you know, Shredware is like anything. It's going to be great for some people. Other people might not,
Right.
enjoy it so much, might not like them. And so I just want to be as open as possible to, try to work with people and let them know, I believe in the product. I have a lot of people that also believe in the product. And
Hmm.
so if you're looking for protection, that's like quick to put on, quick to take off,
Hmm.
but also like easy to hide. Try me out. I'm cheaper than everybody else too because I want it to be accessible. Um, the shin guard socks, the shin savers, they are $35 on the website. The session saver shorts are $65, and that's like everything coming with the pads. So um, G forms are like, I think they're 45 and 50 for their shin guards, and their shorts are 80 to 100. So
Hmm.
maybe some money, support a rollerblader,
Yeah.
and get some effective protection. They're minimalist. I don't have pads all over them. It's literally one on each hip, one on the tailbone. So and the
Hmm.
shins, it's what it is with the shins. So.
And just like the concept that you explained before, if we have reciprocity and we invest again in the product, then you can invest in the product again. And it's only gonna get better for us eventually.
Hmm.
That's right. That's right. And then it'll help just grow the brand so that I can continue to support events. I just supported a contest up in Canada, supporting Crowder Power this weekend, supporting what is it? There's the Uptown Get Down in Brooklyn in May. So a lot of people that are throwing these smaller contests are reaching out to me, and I'm always down. Like obviously I don't have all the product in the world, but I'll throw you something, because I support rollerblading.
Yeah. I
And
mean, don't forget to mention that you bring to Mexico, dude, and that you help people out, dude. Like that will never have it, that will never have access to it, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
know you don't say those things because you don't care, but it matters, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good too to, to hook somebody up, especially when you know it's gonna help them.
Mm-hmm.
And so Caesar,
Dude, come on. We can talk about that story for sure, honestly.
Yo,
Yeah.
man. So the last stop of the Get Rolling tour for last
Yeah.
year was
If
in
you
South
go to my Instagram, in the reels, there's a reel with a little kid, and Phil and I are looking at this gray boot, and the boot has a crack. Sorry, Phil.
Right.
Sorry to cut you off. Now,
No,
so
no, no, you're good. You're good. And so Caesar is 14 years old. He's been rollerblading for less than 2 years. And this kid is ridiculous.
it's ridiculous.
Doing like 450 royales, doing 360 souls, like on a 12-foot vert wall in USD Chris Farmer skates that have a complete crack through the boot.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
those clips were with my skates.
this kid's
First
been
day.
skating for less than 2 years now, doing this. Oh, and yeah, so then like Meta gave him his skates, 450 royale. It wasn't a far grind, but this kid
It's a
had
12-foot wall.
a 12-foot vert wall, and this kid's been skating for like a year and a half, maybe.
Oh my god, that's insane.
And now look, this is the skate he's doing it on. He did that on those, bro.
What in the name of God?
Can you imagine every time he jumps, every time he flexes his skate, the front of his skate is opening.
Oh my
Every time
god.
he makes movement.
Look at
That's
his
his
pants
soul.
too. What a badass.
Yeah, look at him, man. So I hooked him up with some Shredware, because he's going hard. And kids like that, the only thing that'll take them out of skating when they're that passionate is injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that kid can stay healthy, then that kid can be a pro.
Yeah.
He's got everything it takes. All he needs to do is just keep skating.
100%.
And what was really cool about it is skating already has saved this kid's life. This kid was already in trouble, like in trouble with the law and stuff. Like had to like get shipped away from his parents. You know what I mean? Because he was getting in trouble. And then they shipped him out to Saltillo because it's kind of like, in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like a small town situation. And he found rollerblading, and now his grades are good. He doesn't get in trouble. He doesn't have behavior issues. Like he's nice. Like he's polite.
Nice.
Wow.
Rollerblading will change him, but also now he has purpose.
Yeah.
He has a crew. He has little kids that look up to him that are like the 8 and 7-year-old generation of rollerblade rippers in his town.
Yeah.
Rollerblading has really changed this kid's life for the better. And to think of like how much work it takes to put that you put in to be able to 450 royale on a 12-foot vert wall on some skates with a crack in it. You know what I mean? It's different out there.
That was my best story on the tour.
The thing is like this is Caesar. He's special, but there's countless kids. Every city we go to, there's a Caesar. Every city we go to, there's at least one, if not up to 5, rippers with messed up skates, no wheels, like just bare minimum, bare bones, but can do it. And so those are definitely the ones we try to take care of the most.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's real encouraging. That's what makes me so excited about what Julio is doing in Jakarta, because they got a scene out there too. It's like I appreciate that people are trying to reach out to other places.
100%. There's big communities everywhere, man.
Yeah.
If you ever been in Jakarta, you will feel the energy. I don't know, I've never been there, but that's how Julio described it to me, But he was basically comparing it to Mexico City. The first time you were in Mexico City and all of a sudden you're skating and you realize there's thousands and thousands of skaters all around you. Sometimes you see little tiny groups, sometimes you see bigger groups, sometimes you sit down in one place and you see them all like rolling through the whole city, and the city closes the streets, and like it's incredible, But like Phil said, like most of them don't even have access to parts, like it's crazy, and then they're like doing this kind of stuff. Look at
this kid, look at this cab con grind, illusion. He's doing an illusion. It takes him with some tries, but he gets it.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
same for Caesar. Skating
Come
for
on, man.
skating for
Like,
a year
come.
and a half, bro. Kept kind grinding illusion on the street.
Yeah,
Like,
That is
man.
insane.
And we skated that spot. We know how hard that ground is. That ground is sketchy, man. That
Look at
has
yeah,
him
yeah, that's
go. Oh
cracks.
facts, dude.
my
That's facts.
god.
Facts. That ledge ain't smooth either. Don't let that right.
No,
You said
yeah. Yeah, I
all
see
those ledges
that.
like that, man.
Full commitment. Every time you land on that ledge, if you're not fully committed, you're gonna bounce out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the spots where the video does not do it justice.
No, no, no. And you know, I think it's a great example that of what I was saying before. Caesar, for example, he was so hungry, and he has changed and turned around so much, but he's also not afraid of challenges that adults are afraid of
Mm.
because of like his personality. So he was one of the kids that ended up teaching other kids how to do
Yeah.
fake it to 60 at the end of my class, the spin class, and to the degree that I put the two other coaches to be learning from him because they didn't know how to fake it the other way for fake it 360. So he taught the people that taught him how to skate.
That's amazing.
And he's getting a year and a half. Like I can't let go of it. Like
Dang.
USD, if you ever listen to this and you make it right for him, you will be on my good side because honestly, that kid, he is
yeah,
amazing.
man. We called him out in that post too. Like the clip
Yeah.
you showed where it showed his skate split. Meta was giving it to him. As politely as Meta is, he was giving it to him. He was like, guys, look, this is
Yeah.
new skates. You guys need to make this right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
but for
though.
Meta, that's giving it to him.
It's got to be said.
I
Right?
mean, but
Jeez.
but honestly, like Phil, like we go. This is gonna be our fifth year now, going and doing it. I've reached out to different entities, right, and different I just don't want to say names and so on, but
Yeah, yeah.
and like the easiest thing and the most common thing is asking me to talk to the people that represent them in Mexico, and never actually making things happen. And uh, the people from Mexico, the ones that own the little shops, the ones that own the little uh, pop up schools that have shops too, that are the ones buying the products from these big companies, are the ones that are supporting us being there
Yep.
because like they're really like marriage of industry and community, and that's how they live it, and that's how they are. But that is the industry there, it's amazing to be able to actually go places and experience that the industry actually supports the community.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
know it can happen.
And it's really interesting too. Like I didn't know this until you told me, Meta, on the first Get Rolling tour. But all of those countries, Mexico, Brazil, Peru, like all these countries, they have actual rollerblading federations with the government. The government is involved in rollerblading. Like the government hosts events for them. So like some of the events, for instance, when we came to Morelia, uh, the governor came out there and like we were on the news and stuff.
That's
Our
awesome.
group, just because we were coming to do clinics.
Yeah.
And first time, like, we went to Chiapas. The governor of Chiapas wanted to meet us personally and wanted to take pictures with us. Like, we didn't want to take pictures with him. We were just like, whatever. He wanted to take pictures with us. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, like they really, have rollerblading recognized by the government in a serious way.
Hmm.
And so,
Mm.
We
which is
don't
how
have that.
they're able to get like these amazing skate parks. Like this skate park right here which will destroy any skate park in the United States. Like this skate park is insanely big. Like I can't even.
Humongous.
Yeah.
If you had to describe the size of that, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Let's take a Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Make it a skate park, and then put a 10 set of stairs to another level, put another Walmart, and make it a skate park.
Jeez.
And then put another 15 stairs, put another Walmart of a skate park, and then have a snake run that takes you through the whole shit.
What?
Like, this skate park was insane. Yeah, skate park is on levels, bro. It's literally it's like an amphitheater hill of skate park.
Literally on different levels.
Yes, dude, it's insane. Like this, I've never seen a skate park this big.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he worked at Woodward.
Yeah, Woodward. It's literally like, okay, if you took like all of Woodward East, pretty much, and made it one skate park.
Yeah,
that's it.
That was outdoor. That's the size of the skate park. Like,
dang.
Not the gymnastic side, but like from the canteen. Like if you went from like outdoor street all the way up to Cloud 9 and had 3 skate parks the whole way. That's how big that shit is.
Wild. That's awesome.
Including Lot 8, like all of that. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. That's how Fry's so good. Fry Gomez, that's his home park.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, he's a real ripper. He's got I was like, maybe he's only skated these crazy street spots his whole life, but that helps make some sense.
It's valid to clarify that he does have that skate park now, but that kid was bred on the streets, on the big rails, on the hammers.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And now he had this skate park, and yes, like Phil is completely true about this. Like, this skate park is huge, but this skate park is not forgiving. Like, it's not. Safe. If you take one little bump up wrong, you're done. Because that thing is concrete. It's not forgiving. It's not like super smooth. Because they like, we have all this money. Let's put it on these huge skate parks for the community. But then we don't have money to finish it like very nicely and polished, right? And then he just goes and hurricane topsoil on something that is a curved ledge, very uncomfortable. Remember when we saw the rail? It's like all messed up all the way. It's like,
I think I did 2 grinds on that thing. It was like, I don't even mess with this. Like, I'd rather skate the big 6 foot for no reason high rail than that thing. Rail. And it's the one, like, if you see Fry in his post, he does hurricane topsoils, his capture misses, and he does everything. But like, those are just like banger tricks on this. Like, you go up a bank and then it's a curved ledge, like a 90 degree curved ledge. Man, that shit, he fucks it up and makes it look easy. That shit is not easy. And you have to gap to it from both sides too. It's not like it comes up to the edge of the ramp. It's maybe like 2 or 3 feet in the ramp from either side.
Like a very uneven shotgun.
And you gotta gap out.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
I'll tell you when you get to that. Keep going.
I've seen this one a few times, but yeah, that looks gnarly.
Shout out to Fry, shout out to Faction.
Right there. Stop. So next to the bus, I think that one he probably is gonna hit it up in there. That one.
Yeah, that one. Oh no, that's the down ledge. That down ledge is not easy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That was a spot.
Goodness, look at that. That looks fun.
So messed up. And that concrete is all bumpy.
Yeah.
I just got it's back. Pink Phil, what's up? It's party time now, guys.
All right.
Hey. He hurricanes that. Dude, that's crazy. Hey, Phil.
Right, so you can see right there, he's in the middle level on that part. If you look in the horizon, you'll see the lower level, and behind him was the upper level.
Dang, that's
so
crazy.
Like you see how many different obstacles he's skating and like around him?
Yeah.
That's all the skate park. That's all the same skate park. He literally was like got 2 clips in each like level pretty much.
That is crazy.
And that's nothing. There's another part with a double mini ramp with a huge spine. Yeah, the kids were like killing it at night. It was dark and we were doing games and they were like playing stalled and they couldn't even see what they wanted to play still.
God, he's so good.
He's so good, man. So, man, it's crazy. Like, Mexico's got some real talent. Him, John Pino. What's the homie from Guadalajara, the tall dude?
From Guadalajara, Jeremy?
The one with all the style. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jeremy. He wears the hat. Always wears the baseball cap.
with all this. Well, Jeremy, yeah,
Yes, Jeremy, dude, that guy. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
telling
he
you,
won the games too.
if these guys started coming to U.S. contests, like they'd be placing for sure. Like,
I mean,
hey,
Jeremy is
my best
definitely
friend
recognized.
in Mexico.
Hey,
Bry's my guy. Like we hit it off almost immediately, man. Like we like the same kind of skating, so we like the same spots, and
yeah.
so it's dope. And we have a lot of the same tricks, and so like you too, Menta. Like the three of us, in where was that? Was that what city was it where we were playing skate or we were playing blade?
The three of us.
Yeah.
I think we've done that several times.
The demo is it's always at night, and the kids were racing at the little hockey rink next to the skate park.
The kids were racing in the little hockey rink next to the skate park.
Yeah, and it's got those yellow fat drop rails leading up to the skate park from where the hockey rink is.
Oh yeah, in Chiapas.
That's in Chiapas? I can't remember, man. Can't remember. There's so many cities we hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like we had a really intense game of blade there, me, you, and Fry.
Yeah.
Then well it kind of started off as blade, but then like instead of keeping score, we just kept up in the ante. Yeah, because we were all trying to get like back-to-back clips of us doing the same. And so I guess it wasn't necessarily a game of blade, but it was kind of a game of blade because we all had to try to land it, you know, in as few tries as possible. But like that shit was dope. But it's just crazy how good that man is, though. Because like once we got past that core group of we can all do these tricks, and then we started going to our individual, like, all right, this is my shine. It was like it was just like crazy. It just like became the Fry Gomez show.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. All right. I tried to do this a few times. It doesn't really work out. I'm gonna try it again, but I'm calling it the Fast Five. All right.
Let's go.
So try not to think about them. Try to shoot them. All right. Park or street?
Street always. Light.
Right. Favorite skate of all time?
Rollerblade TRS Estelio from back in the day.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
And new best favorite new skates and icons. So
Oh yeah.
and never felt a skate as comfortable.
Insert picture. Boom.
I'm pulling up pictures right now.
Favorite trick of all time?
Fuck. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Favorite trick.
Look at that. Oh my god, dude. I'm sorry. I'm doing this. I'm doing harm to my own thing. But look at that.
The tricks I've seen with my eyes. I've seen Aragon. I grew up with Montre. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it can be yours. If you want
Okay, here's a standout favorite trick. One of the first time I ever met Eric Michael. We were in a contest against each other in New Orleans, and that fool got first place, and I got second place. But that's because that fool was doing 540 disaster grabbed true fish brain. He did. It was like this situation where it was like a bank ramp that was about 3 or 4 feet away from a quarter pipe. Yeah. So you actually like gap. This man came up and 540 true top horned it first try. Like that was the warm up. And I was like, oh shit, what do I do now? I'm gonna jump off something.
That's Eric Michael right there. Don't ever underestimate that dude.
Yeah, man. And so like he did the 540 true top horn, laced it. And so I was like, all right, I found a gap, did a big, huge gap. Everybody's going crazy. He comes back, 540 true top acid the next try. So I like do something on this, like that, a really big rail. And I found like some weird way to transfer to it. Did that. He comes back to 540 true fish. I don't know what to do. I grinded this thing and jumped out of the whole skate park. And it was probably like a 12-foot fence. And like, still couldn't beat that man. Like, and I like, when they said I got second, I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. I don't care. I jumped out the skate park. I did all these hammers. I did not fucking no 540 grab true fish brand. And it wasn't a quick one. Like, it was like he grinded about a good 15 feet.
Oh my
Dude.
god.
The quarter pipe was probably 20 feet wide. Every one he was grinding most of the quarter pipe. Like, it wasn't just like clack, come in. It was like grind, hold, come in. He cabbed in on one of them. I think it was the true pipe acid. I think he cabbed in. I can't remember, man, but I just know that was, I would say, the first time in a competition that I was in against the person where I was just like, oh shit. Like, I'm not ready for this. Like, what do I do now?
Yeah, first time I met him, we were at the spot in Tampa. I don't know if you ever been, but at that time they had a ramp on the other side, on the outside, and he just, like, I don't know why he decided to do a disaster wall ride onto a huge box to drop down through spin top porn.
Because that's him, bro. That's wild. Was that the Clearwater Park?
Yes.
Yep.
No. It was in Tampa.
That's where, yeah. It's like close to Tampa. It wasn't actually in Tampa. It's an indoor skate park, had a foam pit, had a dope. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the Clearwater one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's called Clearwater, but it was like just outside of Tampa, but they say it's in Tampa.
Outside.
Yeah. I skated there. That park was dope. I skated there back in the day with Katie Ketchum. She was fucking that shit up.
Listen, you mentioned her earlier. She's probably in my top 3 of female skaters that I still go and like search to watch so I can get hype.
I think she probably has. It's definitely top 3 hardest street section of any bladey. Definitely top 3.
100%.
Maybe top 2.
Maybe top 2.
Yeah, maybe
China.
Well, for me, is Martina.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, yeah.
I'm talking about the now Martina. Like, Martina's still like a legend. She's still dope now, but I mean, like, back in the day, 2004, Baggy, the now, like, underestimated Martina, them street sections. Her and Kaya Tursky. Those are like my top 3. Yo, Kaya Tursky, street section. If she put out a street section now, people would think that is a transgender. That's how strong she's getting, boy. They'd be like, damn.
She's a hammer maker.
She's amazing, man. She had it all too. Yeah. Tech hammers. Like,
I've always Kaya te Kaya. Like, she shuts you up. Whatever you want to say about a trick that you can do, Kaya te Kaya. Like, Kaya shuts you up because she can do it, you know, like soil down a rail that is like 100 miles per hour. I'm chilling here.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Props though to China as well, though. I do not want to take none from her because I think China is like I think she's definitely like currently on top. Like, I just think, you know, these other ladies are great, but y'all are very lucky China been hurt. Because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people do not know China's been injured for a long time, and she's still putting out all this dope content with a big knee injury. And so, like, obviously, knee's like one of the worst things you can injure in skating. And so that's the whole reason, like, she hasn't really been skating street, you know, because the impacts and like she lost a lot of the ability to jump as high as she used to. And so, you know, if she wasn't injured, boy, like, and you know, I'm fortunate enough to get to skate with her occasionally too, because she lives a couple hours away from me in South Carolina. And so her and Steph, like, they're traveling a bunch. And so, like, anytime they're in the area or when there's like a big session, I get to skate with them, and it's just like, man, like I like to sit back and just kind of take notes when China drops in, because everything about it is just flawless victory. Like, her style is on point, like hands, arms, she doesn't move, like, it's just total control. Like, some people, you know, got like big wind ups and stuff when they're gonna spin into something, or like, you know, just don't they just can't be still. You know what I mean?
Squeaky
Like
clean.
she
Squeaky
drives
clean.
and immediately like freezes, but has speed. You know what I mean? And then
Crazy.
only movement is to do the trick. And as soon as she locks the trick, not moving. You know, and then lands fucking in the dope, position and I don't know, holds the fakie, things like that. Like all the little nuances that make
The
you
energy transition, the shuffle,
like,
the everything.
yeah, and I'm like really happy that she's getting pro product. And it's just her, Becky Sotelo, like we got ladies that have literally Aaron Gates, like I can keep
Aaron
going.
Gates.
But we got ladies that have been holding it down forever and
Mhm.
are just now starting to get product and like, the true respect that they deserve from it. And so better late than never, but goddamn y'all, come on. Why we take so long to do that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I think we touch base on that a little bit on other podcasts. Like, I think it's a little bit changing a little bit slowly, but with a bang at the same time. And I feel like the influence of the quad skating community is really helping to change that. Um, but now that we see in this section, I'm gonna try to finish this fast five. So, what is your favorite section of all time?
Fuck man, he asking hard questions. I
Yeah.
should have read. I'm sorry, I was so busy. Favorite section of all time.
That's my
God.
favorite trick of this section, by the way.
It's a good one. I think
Of
mine
all
is this
time,
little bit
like,
here.
You
Ooh,
really
dude.
know me, man. Of all time. I'm just gonna go with fuck. All right, let's say Will Gordon in.
Underestimated?
Man, I'm trying to think because there's physics video, there's underestimated, and there's assassins. Physics video. I'm gonna go with Will Gordon physics video.
Yeah.
God, that was hard, man. Because like Mike Johnson's up in there, Montre's up in there, Richard's up in there, John's up in there. Like, there's so many good skaters.
Yeah. Dude, like, I don't know why, but who has never come out of my top is freaking Joey Chase, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, Joey Hamburger. That's my dude.
Dude.
I found Joey Hamburger because I know his real last name. So, nah, man. Me and Joey, we go way the fuck back before let's just say we go back before he was Joey Chase.
Yeah.
Man, when I met that dude, like he was just like this young, dirty, super baggy, Floridian looking dude, like that could twerk the world. And he came to Woodward, man, and like Blake Sandifer, I don't know if you guys remember Blake, but Blake made some pretty epic skate videos I think he's out of Kentucky. But he made like yellow and orange. Like he's the one who pretty much put Mark Voida on. If you guys, Mark Voida, a lot of people say Mark Wojda is Voida.
Yeah, Voida.
It's Voida. He's the one who made all those old Mark Voida sections back in the day. So, Blake was there. He was the filmer for Woodward at the time. And me and Joey were going skating street with Blake all the time. And like Joey would just turn up and then leave everybody just watching. Just like,
Wow, dude.
you really about to do this? Because it's just shit just like that. You know what I mean? Like, we would like all want to, we'd all get a couple tricks on it. But then like Joey would just come with some ridiculous shit.
This
Oh, yeah,
dude.
Oh my god.
Fucking a super steep 21 stair. Yeah, I'm gonna fast slide it. Going fast as shit. Like, what?
Like, he only remembers me talking to him. I don't think he ever knew that I skated because every time that he was in a session, I was just sitting down. It's like, whoa.
Dude, I knew he was going places when we were skating, and he warmed up with a true top acid. I was like, "Yep, he's real."
Yeah.
Like,
Who do you say has?
in your warm up vocabulary? Like, yeah, you're real.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So,
He has so many things that boggle my mind, honestly.
Yeah,
who
me
would
too.
you say influenced you the most when it comes to skating?
man, like I said, dude, Will Gordon, dude, Will's that dude. I got to meet Will when I was young, and so growing up skating with the Charlotte crew, Greensboro is only an hour and 15 minutes away, and so that's where Will's from. And so we were constantly going to Greensboro. They were constantly coming to Charlotte. But before I even met him, I like saw his skating and was just like, dang, dude, this dude is so good. And then when I actually met that fool and realized how big he was, some skaters are tall skaters. Will is a fucking large person. Like he not fat, but he is tall and he is big, like buff big. Like he's not small frame, scrawny, skinny dude. And so to see a person of that size and stature skate with such style, it really like inspired me, because I was always like under the impression of like, oh, I'm a tall skater, and I'm only like 5'11", and that's because most of the best ones are like all like 5'6", 5'7". You know, like your Roscoe, your Montre, your Aragon, they're all under 5'8". They're all short dudes.
Feinberg, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So Vinny Minton, Mike Johnson, you know what I mean? Like it's more rare for them to be bigger guys, and seeing Will being the biggest guy of them all skate the way he skated, like he just floats, man.
He does.
It was just real inspiring to me, man. And he was just super chill, like real cool, always nice, kind of quiet, but like he'll talk. You know what I mean? Like we're homies and shit, so I mean, like we talk, but I'm just, to not really know someone, but like know them from their skating, and they just be so cool to you, but also be so good. Like that was a 31 stare. They just did that alley top horn, the soul, the top soul. Bro, that was like that didn't take a lot of try like that. You know what I mean? And so he definitely, like in terms of what tricks I do, was a huge influence. Louis Zamora and Josh Petty were probably my first two influences. Josh Petty is where I get the Royales from. Louis Zamora is why I do backslides. Like Louis Zamora was the first person I really saw like doing steezy backslides, and I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, Louis Zamora was also the first person I saw do like a 450 back Royale, and so like I was learning how to spin into Royales because I saw Louis do it, and so I do have a ton of influences, man. Like, Mike Johnson, murder, like, I mean, nothing more needs to be said. Like, that dude's just...
That's it. That's all you gotta say. His name.
if Mike Johnson did not influence your skating and you started in, like, the early 2000s and 90s, like, you slipping.
You lived under a rock. Yeah. You lived under a rock. Honestly, everybody was like learning from him, honestly, at that point.
Yeah, man, like really innovating, like the way people skate. Like, I mean, he changed skating the way Steph Curry changed the NBA. Like, like
I mean, not only the switch ups, right? Like he also like throw a reverse. I'm really like, oh, what?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like he took the switch up game to a whole new level because one, he was doing switch ups with multiple 360s, or where the trick allows him to spin around in doing the switch ups, and but also like his style, the way he did it. Like a lot of times, when people would do combinations that allow them to do a spinning rotation while doing switch ups and grinds, arms are everywhere. Balance is kind of like going. This man like literally just had like his stance down. Didn't move.
Yeah, and there were a lot of them were blind spin.
Yeah,
into the other trick, like.
Yeah, and I mean, like his influence is still around today. Like he was really the first one that was doing like grind 360 grinds. Like in a major way. Like, I mean, obviously he wasn't the first to do it, but he was the first one where like. He was putting out a section where he's gonna do soul 360 soul 360 soul, or like alley soul cab alley soul cab alley soul. You know what I mean? Like really show like I have control to grind, spin, spin out. Like I can do what I want. He's the first person doing the backslide to topsail. That's why I do that trick.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know. This Fast Five is hard, bro. What's the
No,
next
we've been over it. We already did it. We already did it.
one? All right.
Yeah, no, but like, I mean, I think we just kept going with the conversation, which is the point, right? Like,
Look at
we
that. Look at that.
we just mentioned the like the people that changed the game for some dude. Come on, and that was
Nobody's
so
doing
clean.
that shit. Nobody.
Yeah, so
Wow.
clean.
And the few, look at this. Look at this. Boop, boop,
Come
Oh
look. I
my
on,
mean,
that's what I mean with the
god.
reverts. Come on,
that. Nobody, I think that was never been done before. Like,
Woo.
you know what I mean? And
easy.
you see people now, there's a handful of skaters that skate like that because of this man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Montre is one of them. I loop so. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That like even he's influenced by him, and he's like one of the greatest, of all time in rollerblading.
yep,
This
100%.
his longevity. Like, if you really think about it, because I'm good homies with Jeff Downes.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, Jeff, if you're watching. But somebody made a post in Facebook on one of the rollerblade groups, and they were like, name one pro skater that's been holding it down for as long as Jeff Downes, and like, never like lowered the bar. And I started thinking, and like, damn, Montre's the only one. Like, at least that I personally, I'm sure somebody might come up with someone else, but like, as far as I can think of, over the past 2 decades, Montre is the only person I know that was
Frankie.
still, but yeah, true, but Frankie doesn't compete.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what you.
like, Frankie's full-on business owner. Frankie, he'll get some clips to promote his new skate, but like, Frankie's not putting out video sections. You know what I mean? Like, and no disrespect to Frankie, like, dude, you're phenomenal rollerblader, but like, just like the frequency. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
is constantly putting shit out that's still top notch, like just as strong as it's ever been. Montre is still constantly putting out stuff that's top notch, that's still as strong as it's ever been. And those dudes have definitely both been pro for over 20 years. Like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because like sometimes you and I have been in somewhere else, completely different place, and we realize that we're meeting somebody that we both know, but we didn't know that we both knew that person in blading, and
Yeah.
so you put yourself so many places, like, and is there anybody that you think people should be looking at that they're not looking at?
100%, man. Every scene has its like local legends, like, or it's like next up, youngster. And so the Carolinas is no different, man. The Carolinas has always been a gold mine of talent. Like, I say we, as a collective of states, North Carolina and South Carolina, have produced some real dope rollerbladers. Tim Taylor, Dre Powell, Will Gordon, the Montre Livingston, John Cooley. Like, we've had some really talented rollerbladers come out of here, and you got to think like these dudes can't be the only ones that are that good, and,
Right.
and there's a plethora of amazing Carolina skaters that really, some of them are starting to get shine, but we need some more. Like, but just to name drop a few of my personal favorite Carolina skaters. Obviously, like I said, Arsenio, that's my dude. So Arsenio. We got Cody Forrester. I don't know if y'all know about Cody Forrester, but on Instagram, his IG name is 4star, FOURSTR. I don't think there's an A in there. But this dude, like, I mean, I've known Cody since we were teenagers, and Cody has been pro level since then, and I'm talking about like 15 years easy. Quit skating for a while, was doing music, decided to come back to skating maybe like 4 years ago, probably about 4 years. Dude didn't miss a step. Like, he's ridiculous. Like, you want to talk about hard tricks, really good style, but the tricks are unique. You know, he's not doing like the same shit everybody else does. He has his own trick selection, and it's really dope. We came as a crew to Bitter Cold. He and Arsenio rode up with me, and I remember, you know, the night before the contest, and we were all like skating, trying to fill out the park and shit, test out the new obstacles. Cody, Arsenio, and I were skating the up, across, and down rail, and I was standing on the ramp next to Jeff, down this, and Cody went, and Jeff looks at me and goes, "Bro, who is that?" You know, I was like, "Yo, that's my homie." You know, and so like, he's that dude. He's that dude that when you see him skate, like, you're gonna want to know, like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I've never seen him before. And so yeah, Cody Forrester, look that dude up. Shit, who else is really good that I think y'all should know about? Miles Harris. That money go for Miles. I say that because he's a producer. You might not know him, but I bet you've heard his songs, because he got songs with J. Cole and like Gucci Mane, and like, yeah, dude, like, he's real deal. Yeah, grew up with us. He was the little itty bitty baby at the session with the skates too big, and he could only skate ledges, because when we went to skate rails, he was too short to jump on them because the rails was tall. You know what I mean? He was like been skating with us since he was tiny, like 8, I think. And he went to music school at Full Sail in Atlanta, graduated with his degree, and got in a studio that's actually working with like famous artists, and he's doing it. And so, but he never, you know, lost his love for rollerblading. And so like, he's always had this phenomenal steez. He makes skating like effortless. He's got some collab posts with Montre. There's like some icon pros. Shit, Big Homie Biz even featured him on his show one time. And so, yeah, dude, he got the steez, man. Like, we got some really stylish skaters here. Shit, y'all, I'm sure y'all know about Tucker Freeland, our big Viking. But he's a South Carolina rollerblader with big, huge, blonde hair, skates adapt. Dude's got like crazy negatives, and I don't know, like, he'll surprise you, man. Like, he's kind of a thick boy. That's what I call him, because he's kind of he's a little big, but he can move. You know, he can skate, and so it's cool. Like, we have this like hodgepodge of like all different kinds of people that have known each other and have been doing this since we were teenagers, and now we're like, you know, getting to the older side of things and still in it.
That's crazy, right? And then you've probably seen them progress all this time.
Yeah, man. That's the funny thing, and to see the progression. Sometimes it goes backwards too. Like, I've seen to where like some of the people went backwards, but then got it back. You know, because it's all a mental game. You know, and sometimes injuries can hold you back, because now you're an adult. You got to work. You got to pay bills and things like that. And so like, it's been really neat seeing people that have like, you know, stepped out of skating and come back and like really got that love for it again and are pushing it and still have the talent and just like surprising you. And so, and then, you know, even the ones that like don't necessarily have the talent but just like love to do it. But that's what it's about, you know, for me more than anything, just the seeing people on skates and seeing them find enjoyment in it, seeing them be able to feel better about themselves or at least their situation or their day, you know, because of it. So we got a cool vibe down in the Carolinas, and so I advise everyone to come and visit. I live in Charlotte, so, you know, holler at your boy. We'll definitely give you a session.
There you go.
A good time.
What would you say is the craziest story that you have from skating?
Man, not appropriate. Let's see. All right, so.
And I'm not talking about Mexico tour.
Oh, no.
We're coming out of the party, no.
I remember. All right, so this was just like one that really was like my, I would say, first time getting an actual like rollerblading party experience. Back in the day in Atlanta, there used to be these contests called Super Hit. With Super Hit, in my opinion, was like the best, still to this day, skate park contest ever held. Like it was just gnarly. And so, because it was kind of like there's not very many rules, so like you can just do what you want to do. The contest was well organized and ran, but I mean, like, they weren't strict about like, sneaking beers in the skate park and things like that. And so, uh, the beauty of it though is that they would always get hotel specials at like one or two hotels. And so pretty much if you stayed at the closest hotel to the skate park, that was where all of the skate teams also stayed. So you go to the skate park, do your thing, but the hotel party was where it was at because the literal entire hotel is a party and people don't care. And so I remember we were at this one hotel and it was the night before Super Hick. Everybody's partying. It's got to be at least like I'd say 500-600 rollerbladers, and you know, basically, I watched Josh Petty climb up on the roof of this hotel and jump off into the pool. And this was like after many warnings from like the staff because we were getting all kinds of complaints because we literally took over a whole hotel. And there's regular people that are staying there that have no idea, except for that is weed smoking everywhere in the hotel on all the floors and people drinking and it's loud. So they're like complaining. Well, next thing we know, like I'm talking about, like it seemed like every police car in Atlanta got dispatched. Like I'm talking about so many cops, man. They kick everybody out of the hotel. And so we rode down 5 deep and I had a little Ford Escort. And so now we had to sleep 5 deep in my car because we got kicked out of the hotel and we didn't have no money to get another hotel.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that was just like I would say a PG one I could share. Crazy.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really really funny, man. Man. Yeah, that's definitely a story to tell. Um, is there anything coming up for you that you want to let us know about? I know some things, but I don't know if you want me to say.
Oh man, yeah, man. What do you know? Let's see. What do you know?
I know about some movements happening.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. We got a movement going. So basically, right now I'm working on a new crew brand. Like we're not a skate team, like you know what I mean? Like teams get drafted, like we actually like each other. We actually hang out. You know what I mean? Like we enjoy each other's company and skating. So like we are actually a crew. And so but basically it's just a crew of homies that like, wanted to see change, didn't see the change and decided to come together and make it. And so I don't want to go too deep, but basically the crew is Sam DeAngelis, Joe Smith, Sasha Sims, Cody Forrester, and Jesus Rivera.
Hey. All right.
And and
And you?
yeah,
Yeah, you.
and there's like some couple other heads too that might be coming on board with it. And so basically though, we're just trying to kind of make a new wave in rollerblading that's more, I would say, fun, more open, more communal, like less cool guy, a more inclusive thing. And basically, we just want to make skating look good and fun and show it for what it is. And we're gonna be putting out some soft goods and product. You know, basically representing the crew. And movement is what we decided to call it because that's pretty much what this is. You know, it's us really trying to get out of a stagnant situation and create something positive that we can build together that's going to be fun and create a wave.
There you go. There you go. With that
That's the
said,
way to
anything you
go.
want to leave us with as we are getting to the end of this chat? I don't know. We've been 3 hours.
Yeah, going
I'm
on
really
3.
excited.
God dang. Yeah, I
We've just
talked.
been hanging.
Yeah,
Anything that you want peeps to know, or anything you want to leave us with, a message, or
let's see a message. Man, it made me look funny.
yeah, that's
I think the thing was, and his it's funny. His doesn't look animated, but it is.
Yeah.
It's like a realistic painting of Jesus.
He's just so
But
handsome.
yeah,
and Sasha is hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny.
yeah.
He said, "Wow, that thing made me look less high." Oh man, I love Sasha, man. Such an incredible dude and such a talented skater, man. He's such an
Oh
Very
yeah,
talented.
he's so good.
yeah. But basically, the thing about our crew is diverse, man. It's got everybody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we don't look like one thing. We don't dress like one way. We don't skate like one style. Like
Mm,
you know what I mean? It's a universal vibe
for
of
sure.
positivity, man. Like we all love this. We all like each other. We all appreciate each other's skating, and you know, here it is. You know, and so we got some product coming already. I was hoping that we would have something by Crowder Power, but unfortunately, it's not going to make it on time. As like it's going to arrive the week like after. So like you know, Crowder Power is Saturday. Is coming next week. But by the next contest, you can expect to see some movement product, getting
Okay.
some movement.
All
Hopefully,
right.
I'll definitely hook you guys up because you know we need some cool people to rep to help us, you know, get the word out.
Oh
But,
yeah.
We're happy to support too, bro.
Of course.
Like, happy to support.
Yeah, if you want to follow the Instagram, is movement without vowel. So MVMNT crew, CREW, movement crew.
Check it
And
out.
right, if you search for it, the image that'll pop up will just be a black image with the word MVMNT in this like drippy multicolor thing. So there you go. Bow.
Yeah.
That's what you want to look for. And so yeah, follow us and we're gonna have some cool content coming out for you very soon. We already have a crew edit.
Ooh,
So
okay.
right now we're kind of waiting for things because we want to make sure that like once we start to drop, we're like full on, you know, prepared with product and like enough content to, you know, be relevant. So
Mm,
we're really trying to be methodical about this because this is something that we're all putting into together. Like this is not a like one person owns this or one person runs this. This is
Mhm.
literally a collective. Everybody puts in, everybody gives input, everybody does work towards building this. And so it's really neat because you know we're in a situation where everybody's on the same playing field. You know, it's not like, oh well, this person is a team manager and this person is the owner and this person is this. You know, it's like nah, we all just homies.
Mhm.
And so, what do we want to do? Oh, we should do this. Okay, everybody in agreement? Cool. Now let's formulate a plan together how we can do this. And so it's just so cool, man. Like it's the right people the right attitudes. So everything's easy. There's no drama. There's no anger. There's no closed-mindedness. Like any idea is considered. You know what I mean? Like, you ever throw an idea out there that you feel is a good idea and it immediately gets shut down? You know, it's not like that, you know. So you have an idea, we'll consider it, we'll discuss it, and go with what everybody votes on to be the best, you know. And so it's pretty fun. I'm really, really happy. Like, I mean, this is a thing that's been only a few months in, but so far it's just been so cohesive, you know, and like everybody's happy, everybody's like, you know, really excited and ready to, you know, do what their responsibility might be to do to make it happen.
That's awesome,
That's
dude.
really cool.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. That's exciting. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. I'm happy to hear you guys already got something filmed too. That's exciting, dude. That's you guys got the commitment, so that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Luckily, like, I was able to get mine done before I got hurt. Otherwise, I'd be extra. But I'm like, oh, this is another thing.
Yeah.
So happy with that.
And you're like, I'm gonna see you in Carter.
Oh yeah, I'm a judge. I'll be there. I'm
right.
arriving today, so it sucks because you know, like I said, I did a lot of work on Montre's premiere video that's coming out, but so I won't be able to actually see the premiere, but I'll be there the next day, and I'll be there for the contest, and we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Sweet, man.
Hopefully.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're just about to reach the 3-hour threshold, so I think that's a good time to wrap it up. Phill, I appreciate you being on, my man. You have a lot of great things to say. You have an incredible story. I know we only were really scratching the surface, but you're an incredible person. It's been an honor being able to get to know you at Rampant Camp the 2 times that we've hung out together. It has always been super fun. You were incredibly inclusive in just by showcasing today. You understand what it means to get people in and motivated, and that's exactly what we need in this industry. So massive respect and love for you, brother. This has been super fun.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate you putting on for rollerblading. Like, we need more media outlets. Meta, you do so much, bro. Man, so Meta, you know, I very much appreciate you as well. Like, all the stuff you do for Get Rolling, for other rollerbladers, and for me personally, you know, letting me be involved in Get Rolling. And so, yeah, thank you. And I'm glad to know you both. Both my lights, man. My lights are.
They knew. They knew it was time.
This light died. Now this light's like on the fritz.
Sick of you stealing the spotlight.
Are you gonna tell us a scary story now?
Yeah.
Hold on, tell us a scary story.
There was a rollerblader, and his name was Montre. But I will say, you know, I love you both. Thank you so much for having me on, and I appreciate this opportunity. And thank anybody that actually watched all 3 hours of this.
Yeah, massive shout out to y'all that stuck around.
Yeah. Let's leave them with something since they held down for so long. Are you ready? Phill, I hate to do this, but I know I love to do this.
Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. All right, so quick. Say the first word that comes to your mind.
Mind.
Okay, mind. Oh, I'm not sharp, so I don't mind. To spit a freestyle, maybe about a grind, about a soul when I come through smoking bowls. This Phill G, I'm coming through laughing, getting trolled on the internet. They're trying to be like me. I be coming through. I'm letting fakey. I'm just playing though. For me, it ain't no skating, cause my ankle feeling like it is breaking. So I'm looking around the house, thinking about when I'm gonna be back out, able to skate and do the trick again. Yeah, with my boys working in.
Wow.
I couldn't really hear the mouth harp, so I might have got off rhythm. I'm sorry.
No, that was great, dude. I've never heard someone rap over Rubber Band. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Now we got the rubber band.
Rubber band band.
Rubber
I've never heard
band.
somebody rap over rubber band. I've never heard somebody say that combination of words. That's great.
That was amazing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, everybody, Phil's info is in the description. We've been dropping links throughout the chat, but you can support him directly through Shredware. Support Moon.man.music as well. We love Shredware and we love the music that you make. And dude, you do so much that I just don't think anybody really, and personally myself, didn't recognize. So I appreciate you coming on and being able to share some of that. You rock, dude. I love you, my man.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
brother.
Guys rock.
You're amazing.
Hopefully I'll see y'all soon, man. I know I'll see you at Crowder. Are you going to be at Crowder, Josiah?
I'm not going to be able to make it. No, I had a series of unfortunate events, but I'm hoping to make it out to the next one.
Cool. Well, then, Ramping Camp, then.
Oh, yeah, for sure, brother.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I will sign out the stream, and we'll call it, all right? I love you guys. Thanks for coming on. Meto, it's great talking to you, as always.
All right.
Appreciate
Peace,
you doing
everybody.
How do you feel? Thank you guys for doing this.
Hell yeah, I love you too.